Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Red Dot Forum Camera Talk. I am your host, David Farkas, joined as always by Josh Lehrer.
Good evening, everybody.
Over there. Nope, there.
Yeah,
over there, we've got Jose Rivera in the little box producing the show. We're going to keep him busy today, answering all your questions. So, we are back after a very exciting Ask Us Anything episode that we did
That's right. I
a few
forgot
weeks
about
ago.
that already.
And
That's crazy.
how many questions did we actually answer?
Like over 100.
It was a
I think, right?
ridiculous amount, right?
Yeah.
I think it was around 100 something.
Yeah.
110.
Wow. It felt like 5, but we did it. So if you haven't seen that, rewind back, watch it. Not now, but later. Because as always, you can watch any of our past episodes in full glorious 4K on YouTube. We have playlists breaking down for all the different systems and other things. So we have almost 100 episodes on there. You should definitely check them out. And if you are not already subscribed to Red Dot Forum, you should do that right now because you can still watch the video and click the little subscribe button.
That's right.
Click the notification bell.
We're not going to start until every single person who's watching this.
That's it. We're done. We're done.
Click
We're done.
on subscribe.
We're done. All right. So let's get down to it.
Yes.
What are we talking about today, Josh?
So this episode is dedicated to the current portfolio of digital Leica M cameras. We have a pretty extensive model range available to us. The last time we kind of assessed the range was well over a year ago, and there have been some changes since then, some new models, some new colors, some new other goodies.
Yep.
And so our objective today is to talk all about these digital M cameras, what they can do. We're going to talk about some settings and some tips and some tricks and all kinds of other stuff.
And
What else? Oh, right. I'm kidding.
we asked all of you to help us out and really show off what the M11 family of digital cameras can do out there in the world that is not this darkened studio space.
Yes.
Believe it or not, there's a world out there, Josh.
There's not. This is it.
When I leave, I just leave him in here and that's it.
I just kind of power down and then they wake me up for the next show.
We go into hibernation. So it is, I would say we had an overwhelming response.
So yes, when we did our SL Lens Guide 2-parter, we asked for viewer submissions, and we were just blown away by not only the number of submissions, but the quality and the variety.
Yeah.
So we thought it was a great opportunity to keep that sort of wave going and ask for M11, M EV1, M monochrome, M monochrome, all the current digital M's. We asked for everyone to submit. We got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of submissions.
It's pretty ridiculous.
So we're not going to be able to show all of them on the show tonight, but we are going to endeavor to show as many as we possibly can.
Yes.
In terms of we'll take little breaks and we'll show some images.
Exactly. Yeah. We actually did the math and it's like, well, if we just show each image for 3 seconds, it will take us 30 minutes to show the amount of pictures.
whole show,
and that's the culled down version.
Yeah.
So there's lots and lots of images to show, but we figured we'd take 5-minute breaks around the show.
Like we could do anything in 5 minutes.
Boom, boom, boom.
please.
5. Listen.
We're also at usually around the 9 o'clock hours, and we talk about news and stuff. We've got a new Leica SL program we're going to talk about. We've got some cool products to show as well. So
The usual stuff.
yeah, we have worked hard as always to put a good show together for you. But I think we should really get started talking about where we started to get to the point in terms of the M11 family.
Sure.
Even though the M11, the base M11 is not in the current portfolio, it is the sort of father of everything we see on the table.
It's with us in spirit.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there is an M11 in the portfolio,
Yes.
just not the original ones, the black chrome or the matte black,
Yeah.
and the silver chrome. Yeah.
Yeah, they've evolved.
Yes.
But the underlying technology platform is the same that was launched with the original M11 with some upgrades, right? So we've had, and we can talk our way through that, but we've had upgrades to the internal memory. We've had upgrades to the screen material, to the content authentication, the hardware encryption, and a few other little niceties.
Yeah, it's actually been, when we looked, David and I, when we sort of went back through and looked at all the changes in hardware and in firmware, we were like, oh, there's actually been,
It's pretty significant.
Leica has been busy the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Really fleshing out the system and giving us a lot of options. And now we have most of what's available sitting on the table. Obviously, there's always one or two random outliers we seem to miss or can't get, but I do need to shout out everybody who helped us gather some stuff. I'll call you out by name as we show your cool camera. But we are always super grateful when someone is willing to loan us their precious Leica baby to show to everyone. And I promise not to let David drop it. So every time my side, it stays here. I got a special
Wait, is it like a mime? It's like
yeah, exactly. There's a wall here. And I'm not
I can't touch it.
So tell me,
Yeah.
David,
Yes,
when we got the M11, we had the M10R before that.
we did.
And there were some huge changes, as we see when Leica does the generational upgrade to a new digital M.
Yes.
Can you, for those of us who maybe didn't come from the M10 and just jumped into the M11, what were some of the major features we got in the M11 generation
Sure.
early on? Yeah.
I mean, I'd say most significant was the evolution in the sensor technology. So yeah, the M10R kind of ended the M10 legacy with a really lovely 40 megapixel CMOS sensor. The M11 took that a step pretty significantly further with the current, still current, 60 megapixel BSI, that's backside illuminated CMOS sensor with over 15 stops of dynamic range and triple resolution. So if you want to shoot it in 36 or 18 megapixel, you can. We've talked about that ad nauseum as to our feelings on it. I believe you should always shoot it at full resolution. That means LDNG, not MDNG. But the results are great at medium as well, because again, even at the medium setting, you're still getting equivalent quality to what you got with the M10R at 36 versus 40. But the jump in dynamic range and color reproduction and ISO performance is really, really welcome. Along with that, we got some really quality of life improvements, I'd say, which is the in-camera USB-C charging. You can see that on the bottom of any of the M11 bodies. I have to pick up the glossy one. That says Josh M11.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
There we go.
There's no battery, but
Oh,
it's okay.
there's no battery. Okay. But you can see it's got a USB-C port right here, which is phenomenal because that allows us to do in-camera charging. We also, speaking of what's inside the camera, when the M11 launched, I'll just come back here. When it launched, it had 64 gigabytes of internal memory. The glossy black M11 still does. And then the rest of the lineup, except for the one on the end, has 256 gigabytes of internal memory, which is really great because you can either use that as a backup for your memory card and duplicate the files both on the SD card and on the internal, or you can use it as a spillover, or if you're like a lot of photographers, sometimes you either forget a memory card or you don't realize you've already filled up a memory card, and it's really nice to have that extra reserve tank so you get a full day of shooting or more. And then, of course, we have really significantly upgraded Wi-Fi capability. It's about 10 times faster than the M10 generation in terms of wireless transfer speed, as well as faster pairing because of Bluetooth LE. Again, a lot of really nice quality of life.
Well, we also got, just to chime in, electronic shutter functionality for the first time in a digital M, which was huge.
Yes.
We got a significantly higher capacity battery.
True.
Which was fantastic because the M11 or the M10 battery was not great. We got the removal of the base plate. So love it or hate it, it is much easier now to access the battery and the memory card. We lost the interchangeable base plate. We got higher resolution output for the VisuFlex 2 electronic viewfinder.
Yep.
And we got significantly lighter weight in the black models because Leica switched from black chrome to a matte black paint, and they switched the body material from brass to aluminum, specifically on the black digital M bodies that we see currently. So there were massive improvements. And I think the last one I'll mention, which is important, is we lost the traditional light meter and gained significantly better light metering because now the M11 uses the entire imaging sensor to do light meter readings versus the M10R and all previous M's that actually had a reflected light meter.
See it here.
That reflected light into a meter.
Like
and it was fine and it worked for many, many years. Jose can get a close up of that. That's the old school.
So this is the old school way right here. So you've got the center weighted reflecting pattern on the shutter, and then it would reflect. I don't know if you probably cannot see it. Maybe if I turn it this way.
That's okay.
Right there, there's a light meter inside, a little sensor inside. So it bounces off
Yeah,
the,
so
off
we
the
got
shutter and back.
much more sophisticated and accurate light metering and more metering modes, which we'll cover later.
Yep.
So anyway, the M11 was a massive, staggering upgrade over the M10. Of course, the M10 was a massive upgrade over the M240 and the M9 before it. So we, in the 5 or 6 years that are in between, major digital M upgrades, it's generally pretty revelatory.
Yeah, I would say, with Leica, especially with the M model and just all models in general, you see a much higher focus on longevity than other brands might have. So Leica wants to make sure that this camera stands the test of time. And you can see that with how relevant M10s are when they were launched in 2017.
Well, even the M240s, and
Even the
it is something
M240.
even older, which we'll talk about later, all of these cameras still have a strong following. And I think
Yes.
that's mainly because they all have the same lens mount. We've been blessed with the M mount since 1954, and that mount has not fundamentally changed in the last 72 years, which allows us to use hundreds of M lenses on basically every single M body. Now, there's a few quirky exceptions in the digital age, but for the most part, you have significant compatibility, whether you have an M3, an M6, an M9, or an M11P. And that functionality really allows us to use significant variety of lenses from different eras, different focal lengths, different apertures, and different looks.
Yeah.
And one of the other cool things that has happened concurrent to the camera development is we've seen a new feature on the lenses now that we have these fantastic electronic viewfinders and really good live view, which is a closer focus functionality, or close focus mode. So if you paid attention to some of the lenses Leica's come out with in the last 5 years, many of them, starting with the 35 Apo M, incorporate a, oh, thanks, Jose. Am I getting a little dirty? Get a little dark. Oh, look at that. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
I figured it
wondering
out.
why I was, like, being
I figured it out.
Anyway, so we've now gained this fantastic close focus function, which is really easy to take advantage of when you're using one of the modern digital M's with live view. So sort of a
And we've seen more of that rollout, right? With
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So originally with the 35 Apo, and then with the redesigned 35 and 50 Sumluxes, and then now with the 35 Noctilux, which we
do not have.
don't
No,
have.
I purposely didn't pursue a 35 Noctilux because it
Yeah.
just felt unfair.
It is
We have a
unfair.
whole episode on that lens.
It's unfair that we don't have it.
Well, right. You come to Leica Store Miami, and we don't have one on the shelf because they are really, really, really hard to come by. That
really
will,
are.
of course, change eventually. But for now, we already have a show on it. I decided we didn't need a rehash of
Sure.
just how hard that lens wants to get. And this is all about digital M's anyway. So we started with the M11, and based on the submissions, a lot of people are still using their M11s, which makes perfect sense.
For sure.
They've remained very strong on the pre-owned market. They're extremely easy to use.
Yep.
And because the M11 is still the current base platform, it's still very modern, and we're still getting firmware updates for it and full support from customer care and everything else you could
I mean, really, let's say, I think the deciding factor of M11 versus M11P or other is, do you need the content authentication? Maybe you don't. A lot of people don't use it. A lot of people turn it off because it does slow the camera down a little bit. Personally, I don't really use it because I don't need to prove the authenticity of a pretty landscape photo.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, maybe in the future. Perhaps if I was doing photojournalism where I really needed that accountability and that chain of custody, maybe it would be more important to me. But I could probably get by just fine with an M11. And also, do you need the 256 gigabyte internal memory versus 64? And a lot of people don't because they have memory cards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the M11 still is, just as strong as any other in the lineup right now.
Yeah, well, the M11P is also more easily available new. You can't get an
That's
M11 in silver or the matte black anymore. You can only get an M11 in the glossy black, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Right here, which is very sharp, by the way.
And we can talk about it now because
Yeah,
in the current portfolio, there is only one iteration of the original M11 still available, which is the M11 in glossy black. And what's unique about the glossy black M11 is, unlike the regular matte black M11, it is made from brass. And it has Leica's very famous glossy black paint. They've called it black paint, black lacquer. Now it's officially called glossy black paint. And it is absolutely stunning. As you can see, it has sort of styling very similar to the black paint Leica MP film camera. It comes with a matching glossy black battery, which is very cool. You can show that on the bottom there. Yes, very nice. It took us a long time to get spares of those, but now they're readily available.
There is.
And the glossy black M11 is the only way to currently get a digital M brand new with the black paint, glossy black paint finish, the shiny paint you just
It is
saw.
very nice.
So if you have black paint lenses, if you like brass cameras or cameras that will show brassing with continued use, the black paint M11 or the glossy black M11 is still a fantastic option.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the MP240.
Yeah, it's a
little
lot shinier than
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
That's the cool thing about the glossy M11 is yes, there have been black paint, you know, the M9, M9P, MP240. Those are all black paint cameras over brass.
This
But
one's
is
a glossy
This
lacquer.
is not the first time we've seen the glossy, but really the M10R black paint just kind of started that trend, in my opinion, and then we really got it full on with the revised version of that called glossy black paint, which we got on the M11. Now, there's some glossy black paint lenses. Some of them are aluminum and some of them are brass. So Leica could have stuck with aluminum for the glossy black M11, but I'm glad they went with brass because A, the camera has a nice heft to it. B, it will of course show brass over time as it gets used. So if you want to get an M11 brand new in 2026, the glossy black M11 is the way to go. Now, David, let's
Yes.
talk a little bit about the M11P,
Yes.
and then maybe we can show some images before
Sure.
we get too deep into the show. And
Yeah.
or maybe we do a few questions and then show some images.
Uh,
I really want to.
yeah.
I really want to have
sure.
time to show pictures.
I know. We don't
and
wanna-
it's- Yeah, we're already 20 minutes in.
Let's
and
go.
We're. But anyway,
So why don't we, yeah. So that's the M11,
Right.
and also you should show the silver, even though it is not available new.
oh yeah. So we have here. This is just for reference. What the Jose, if we can get an overhead here. What the M11 looks like in silver chrome, a brass body. This is my M11 that I use almost every day. It's actually not in terrible shape. It's got some fingerprints on it, but I've seen worse. This is also my sort of calibrated test camera for all of the used lenses we take on trade-in. So this lives in my office, and I still use it all the time, and it works great. You know what I mean? It's like it's a workhorse, and it's very lovely in silver. So I still think the M11 silver chrome is special and beautiful, even though it's no longer in the current family. And I had on it a silver 50 Summilux, the close focus version. Oh, you missed. You got it now.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'll put it back.
I was like, I wanted to show it. Look how nice it looks. I just think that looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the silver lenses on the silver camera. Is it still falling, Jose?
Yeah.
Just throw it out.
Yeah, there it is.
trash
That's
it.
good. That's
It's
good.
fine. Okay, we can come back to us. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the base M11P models,
Yeah.
and then we're going to show some pictures. So, David, you want to run us through? I know you kind of did already, but sort of more formally.
For sure.
When the M11P came out, we got a couple of new things. Can you tell us what they were?
Sure. The most significant is going to be cosmetically. Let's just grab one so we can take a look.
There we go.
Right. So cosmetically, right. Yep. Cosmetically, you know, if you look at you can't really look at a regular M11, but there is no red dot, as you can see here. We've just got the black screw or the silver screw. This is also an M11P, right? So either in black or silver, and these are both available. And then you can see we've got the classic engraving on the top plate, which is reminiscent of pretty much all P models that have come out. That, like it always does, the script and gets rid of the dot on the front. So no dot on either of those. We also get the upgraded screens.
Yeah, and the engraving on the back is
Yeah,
one line versus two lines on the regular M11. So a little bit less back engraving, a little bit more top engraving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And then the big, let me just switch to one. And the big stuff inside is we've got the content authentication chip with the hardware encryption chip, which is not something that can be upgraded in a regular M11. If that hardware didn't exist, you can't put it in there. And we have the upgrade from 64 gigabytes of internal memory to 256 gigabytes, which is pretty significant, right? That's I think my math checks out. What is that, 4 times more?
Yes.
So that's a pretty big upgrade. And
We got two other cosmetic changes. One is the sapphire
screen,
glass rear LCD screen cover.
yep.
And the other is the area surrounding the viewfinder.
Oh, the blacked out.
They kind of like did it like in a black chrome.
hard to see.
It's hard to see, but if you
Hard to
show
see.
it.
Yeah. If you look at the two different.
Yeah, there we go. So you see,
Right. So this is the
this is
regular
like silvery,
Yep.
but on the top and bottom of the viewfinder, and
And the
then
black
on the
chrome.
and it's like more blacked out. Yeah.
So this is called the black chrome surround on the viewfinder.
Yeah, so
right
that's
there.
just one of the changes they made. So mostly cosmetic changes with the greater internal memory, content authentication technology, and the sapphire glass screen. So some pretty notable cosmetic and functional changes. And that is, of course, the current model. Now, there's a few other variations of the M11P, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I don't want to spoil all the fun. So that's the M11 and the M11P. I think maybe we take a few questions.
Let's do questions, yeah.
Because I really want to dialogue with everybody because of how broad this topic is.
For sure.
And then we'll look at some images. So, Jose, you want to fire off some questions at us?
Some questions.
Sure, there are many.
Preguntas.
Let's see. So someone here said, what are the pros and cons of going from an M11 to an M EV1?
Oh, we haven't gotten there
We
yet.
haven't gotten to the EV1 yet. We do have a whole EV1 episode. We do. But I also plan on diving into the EV1 tonight.
Let's shelf that.
Yeah, I'm saying questions focus on either M11, M11P, or anything sort of tangential to that.
We have a lot of conversation going, but
Okay.
I don't think there has been a... No, I saw a question that said, can Wi-Fi work with my MacBook Pro, or do
No, you need an iOS or Android device to use the camera's Wi-Fi with.
Yeah, a lot of people loving their M11Ps and M11s and monochromes, of
I
course.
love it. That's great. They're awesome.
Yeah, I don't think
I saw someone asked about a hot shoe cover.
Yeah, you just responded.
Okay,
I
yeah,
sent the
because
link.
the M10P one is still my favorite.
Yeah, that's the one.
It can be hard to get, but they are beautiful because they're actually brass, so they
Exactly.
match the
Yeah,
silver.
they're metal. So
And they're officially Leica. They're apart.
somebody said,
they're
Somebody asked, do I need an M11P? Of course you do.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, easy.
Need desperately an M11P. Yes. I mean, the reality is that the M11P is in my opinion, the ultimate digital rangefinder in color. And you have some really cool color options now, which again we'll get into. We showed you the black chrome or the matte black. I guess they just call it black finish, but it's a matte black or the silver chrome, which are both currently available. Stock is intermittent, but we generally get them. I know that's always going to be a question, but there's no other questions.
Gotta be questions.
No questions. I mean, I
Gotta
think
be
they're just like EV1 questions or monochrome questions, so that's okay.
Yeah, and I'm saying there's a lot of conversation going amongst the viewers, but nothing.
Okay. Well, if they have questions for us, we're here.
Yeah, they can.
We'll just kick
obviously
back and
ask
relax and let them do all the hard work,
Give them a few seconds, but if they wanna,
All right.
Well, listen, I think we should
can
show
go to some images. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
because we got to.
We have to.
I
Let
think
me.
we need to show it. So, David, you want to pull up some stuff?
I'm going to do. Oh, but we need to start at the beginning.
Yeah, we're getting there. Did I see a question about black chrome lenses while he's doing that?
Yeah, well, black chrome lenses pair best with the original M11.
That's a good question. So black chrome, as much as black paint is hyped up and rare, black chrome finish lenses are far, far rarer than the black paint lenses. So there's very, very, very few, and there's none in the current portfolio. You have to look backwards. So 50 Summilux black chrome, 35 Summicron black chrome, previous generations of both extremely rare. 28 Summicron matte black, super rare. 28 Summicron, last version matte black, also super rare. So there's no currently available lens in matte black finish or black chrome, if you want to call it that. They're all the anodized aluminum or
The
glossy
regular,
black.
the
Yeah,
regular
glossy
black finish.
paint.
Yeah.
So if you want an actual matching black chrome lens that's a matte black finish to match one of those bodies, you got to do some work because they never entered standard production aside from the 50 Summilux black chrome 11688, which was supposed to be limited edition, and then they kind of just kept making it
more, yeah.
for 10 years. But the thing is, they are still extremely rare.
Right.
I really don't see them come in pre-owned very often, and they're brass and they're gorgeous. But that's, of all the black chrome lenses, that's probably the one you're most likely to find is the 50 Summilux spheric in black chrome.
Yeah.
Okay, picture time.
Picture time. All right, here we go.
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 And go.
Magic. Okay, so
Well, for context, we solicited images and we gave everybody the chance to write a little note, and we kind of underestimated how many images we would get. So I don't think we're going to be able to read the notes because there are hundreds and hundreds. So we're just going to kind of go through, and I'll shout out who it is if I can see the name. If you didn't put your name in the image title, then you're not going to get shout out. So this is, and forgive me if it's first name, last name, but I think it's Winfried Hayland. Very nice M11 shot. Also, yeah, these should be in name order.
Yep.
Another M11
They are.
shot. Surgeon Network. This is cool. This is M11.
Mel.
Oh, that's pretty cool. This is Suresh, taken with the 35 Summicron. Nice. And we got Jeff with, the 18 Super Elmar.
One of my
David's
favorites.
favorite lens. This is a great, we can pause for a second.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a great use of the 18 because there's so many layers.
Yeah, for sure.
You wouldn't think this was shot with a wide angle in the sense like it doesn't feel like it. It just
has
feels
no
like
distortion.
A really well thought out image. This is
James.
Kelly.
Yep, with the 24
Ooh, 24
lux.
Sumalux, very rare, no longer made lens.
That's at the Louvre.
At the Louvre, yeah. This is William with the 35 Apple. So one of the things that we noticed, unsurprisingly, was that a very large percentage of submissions were shot with 35 millimeter lenses. 50 millimeter would be second, and then kind of everything else scattered around it. I learned a lot from the data that I gleaned from the submissions. The main thing I learned was y'all got to get some 90s because there were so few submissions with 90s and even 75s compared to 50 and 35. When like a lens like the 90 Apple Summicron is like amazing. But anyway, we'll keep going.
Moving on. Okay.
We got Subash with the M11, another 35 Apple shot. Nice.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah, we've got David Noble. Hey, David Noble.
Hey.
With the 28 Summicron. Look at that. That's fascinating. This is a lens designed in the 30s or whatever. Like, almost before David was born. And how old are you? I forget.
80.
Oh, I love the bird in the corner. David, this is an awesome shot. So that is very, very cool. And I think more people should use the Summicron, whether you have the rare matte black version or the regular silver one. Awesome. This is from Bud James. This is really cool.
Nice.
This is what, 35 lux?
Another 35 similar.
M11, sick. And if you look at the top right, if it may be tiny, you'll see the data.
Up top
Yeah,
left.
there you go.
You mean the left?
What's the difference between left and right? It's the same.
Right.
They're just words, David.
They're just words. Okay. Another surgeon
at work.
Okay. Same guy, actually.
guy?
Yeah. He's still working.
We got ship with reflection, no name, 50 Apo.
Nice.
Sick lens.
Love that.
ISO 64, which is like medium format level quality on the M11. Is that thing still messing up, Jose?
No, we're good.
How is it we do 100 episodes and this
Don't
is
worry
fine,
about it.
and then fine.
Don't worry about
John Buckley,
Nice.
our friend in DC.
Another 35
Nice.
Apo.
They bought 35 Apple's a great lens. We can keep going. Oh, a cat. So any animal photos, because we, what I did was I basically just randomized what we were going to show. It's the only firmware that I could think. If the image was too small or didn't meet the criteria, then it was automatically not accepted. But otherwise, I just took a gazillion images, randomized them, and so don't take it personally if you don't see your pictures tonight. It's not for any reason other than we can only show.
Yeah, and this
so
is with
many.
the 75
All right,
Apo
75
Superchrome.
Superchrome.
75
Fantastic
Superchrome,
lens.
yeah.
Super close
For sure.
focus for a 75. Great reproduction ratio on a rangefinder. And amazing. What do we got?
Nice.
From Andrew.
This is on our lens. Does that count?
Well, it may be in our lens, but the R-Adapter M is the default profile that comes up when it doesn't
Okay.
know what's attached,
All
so
right.
it could be anything.
But it looks like a pretty long telephoto lens, so I'll say probably
This is
yes.
pretty
Yeah.
We got a Lotus from James.
75 Noctilux.
Nice. Classic Lotus.
Yeah, there you go.
I love the... Go back.
Sure.
I love the bokeh.
Yeah.
The way it just melts
up
away.
at the top.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really, really nice. Yeah, 75 Noctilux.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Oof, nice.
Rash. What do we got? 50
50
Lux Spirit.
Lux,
Classic.
yeah.
Let me see that one a little
Beautiful
bit.
color.
Yeah, cool layering going on, like with the beach chairs. What I love is you took your M11 to the beach. I'm like,
Yeah.
nice.
Risky move.
I know. Not if you don't drop it in the sand or dunk it in the ocean. Oh, I like
this
this
is
yellow.
really nice. Yeah, I love the yellow dress and the yellow.
This is like
thing.
perfect.
Yeah. 50 Apo. Really nice.
Great lens. 50 Apo is, I think, an unsung hero because everyone talks about 35 Apo all the time because it's newer. But the 50 Apo, that lens is insane. Crazy sharp, super small, comes with a couple colors, and just renders gorgeous. I mean, this is sweet.
Yeah, nice.
And we've got another one from Joe.
Another 50
Is this
Apo.
like a drone? Were you on a drone? Or
I'm going to say he's in a building.
floating?
He's in a building.
I think he can fly.
He can fly.
Let's do a
No,
couple
this is
more.
great. I
and
love
then
architecture.
Let's do a couple more and then we'll do
That's really nice. Really good composition.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
nice.
And another 50.
Another from Andrew.
But a 1.4.
50 Lux.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Now it's important to note that
That's nice.
the aperture data here is not
No.
a factor because
It's an approximation.
if you don't already know, because there is no electronic connection between the aperture setting on your M lens and your M camera, the M camera has no idea what aperture you actually use to shoot the image. So it will guess, and it will give you that guess in the metadata. Sometimes it may be right, sometimes it may be close, other times it is wildly incorrect. So you just ignore it.
All right, moving on.
Couple more.
Yeah. Ooh,
Mark, very cool.
35
Very moody.
lux.
35 lux.
Really nice.
Stop down.
Yeah.
Assuming we can. That's correct. Yeah, it looks great.
Very nice.
One more. Another one from Joe. M11
Another
50
50
Apo.
Apo, yeah.
All right. Why don't you come back to us?
Okay.
That was like a good 5-6 minutes of image review.
Nice. Oh,
about
hey,
this?
that's us
cool.
too.
That's
Yeah.
a cool view.
Look
Can
at
we
that.
go back to us? Full?
Fine.
Hey, there we are.
Hey.
Yeah, so far that was, hopefully you guys like that little intermission.
Interlude. Yeah. Oh, let me go back and see. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Really, really great stuff. Obviously, there's plenty more.
Yeah,
Hundreds
yeah.
and hundreds of images to show, but it's cool to see what everybody's working on, and also the variety.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Landscape, portrait, street, close-up, far away, wide angle, telephoto. Like, you guys are doing everything.
We're doing it.
And you'll see there's even more. Now,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer. Maybe.
Why do I need an M11 monochrome? And well, what is the M11 monochrome, and why do I need it? Because we're continuing on the pantheon of.
Well, obviously, what's interesting is we saw several black and white photos that were really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They were all shot with M11. They actually, I don't think there was a single M11 monochrome shot because I was looking for it.
Yeah.
So you say, oh well, why do I need it?
Right. Why do you need it?
Why do I need it? So when you can obviously, clearly, you can see, you can take a color image and you can, as simple as in Lightroom, just click black and white. You go color, black and white, and boom, everything's in black and white. There are plugins that you can use, silver effects, there's different film styles that you can use, or presets that emulate Tri-X or T-Max or Neopan or whatever your film you want to emulate that's, your black and white film of choice. Those things are all true. But if you want the absolute purest black and white experience with the highest image quality and a noticeable, for me, this is a big one, a noticeable 2-stop advantage in ISO performance, the monochrome is the way to do it. Because I would say, we haven't really talked that techie about it, but I would say on a color M11, I think the sweet spot is around 10,000 to 12,500 in terms of its maximum performance envelope in terms of ISO performance. Mm-hmm. You can, of course, go higher than that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've shot at 25,000 with perfectly fine results. But if you want kind of to maximize image quality, 12,500 is a sweet spot for the M11 in color. When we go to the M11 monochrome, we're now talking about 32,000 or 40,000 ISO as a maximum performance where you're going to get perfect tonality, perfect tonal gradation, and actually a malleable file, which is crazy. To have that level of detail and look that good at high ISO, it opens up the possibility of being able to stop down a little bit for increased depth of field, shoot longer lenses, like a 75 or a 90, and be able to shoot at a faster shutter speed so you actually get sharp photos.
Yeah.
So being able to go into a dark environment and shoot at 5.6 at 500th of a second at 32,000 ISO, it's magic.
It's a game changer. And every time Leica does a monochrome, dating back all the way to the original one, they've upped the bar for these ultra high ISO settings, which is not just about going into the even darker environment and shooting wide open. To me, the huge advantage, and I think is not nearly spoken about enough for these ultra high ISO performance cameras, is being able to shoot like in daytime at nighttime. Meaning, if you're out on the street with your 21 Super LMR and you're doing scale focusing or zone focusing at f8, f11, f16 even, you've got plenty of sunlight, so who cares? But if you go back out to the same streets at nighttime, suddenly you're going to be bouncing against super high ISOs that maybe on the M11 you couldn't really take advantage of. Now on the M11 monochrome, you can. So it's not just about going into darker environments, it's about going into the same environments you're already in and having so much more freedom to choose an aperture that suits the creative goals that you have. Versus saying, oh, I gotta back off, I gotta go to f4 or f2 or f1.4 because it's the only way that I can avoid going past my comfort zone for a high ISO.
Yeah.
So it completely changes the game for that. Of course, you can also use color filters, which is great if you like black and white filters on film. It's the same concept on shooting on a monochromatic digital camera.
Yes, and you can emulate some of that in Color Mixer, where let's say you want to emulate a red filter. You can kind of do that, but to do it optically before you take the picture is always going to be superior. It's going to be the real thing.
When you convert a color image to black and white, you're throwing out a huge amount of data.
Yeah.
So you're then limiting your ability to edit even somewhat. So like light editing, everything becomes more crunched because there's just so much less data to work with compared to a native monochromatic file, which has all the data there. It's all there, and you can just go crazy if you want, or you can back off.
If only we had full episodes on the monochrome.
You know what? We can dream. It's not like we have like 8 of them.
Wait, we might even have a monochrome playlist.
Ooh,
Wait,
fancy.
I willed it into existence.
Wow.
You can go check it out.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Because there's obviously been 4 generations of M monochrome and 2 generations of Q monochrome. So we have 6 monochrome, right? I'm gonna get that right. 6 monochrome cameras, in the portfolio, the back catalog to choose from, and it is really, really special. When you start using a monochromatic camera. So, and the M11 monochrome just pushes the envelope further than ever.
It's wild.
And it is.
It only has one downside. It has 2 downsides. One downside is you cannot blow the highlights. I mean, you can. Easily. That's the problem, right? So you want to make sure, and Josh and I will routinely say, you should have -2/3 to -1 exposure compensation just all the time. Because once those highlights are gone on a monochrome, there is no getting them back. They're gone for good. The M11 in color, I would actually say, is one of the most recoverable cameras for highlights, actually a color camera that I've used. So the M11 highlight recovery is better than the M10 generation. It's way better than the 240 generation, and etc. You can actually pull back a little over a stop in the highlights on the M11, which is pretty great unto itself. But again, the M11 monochrome has no highlight recoverability, and that's because there's no color filters and there's no color channels being captured. So in a regular color camera, you have 3 color channels, and you might blow 2 of those channels, but have some data left over in the 3rd. And that's kind of your sneaky way to get some of that back. Monochrome has none of that. So it's not because the camera's bad. It's not because the sensor's bad.
Right.
It's just you don't have that additional color filter. Often the blue channel or the green channel will have something in it, and they don't.
What I'll say is, like, if you were to go out with David and you guys both had M11 monochromes and you were just shooting around and David took a picture and you're like, oh, let me see that on the back of your camera.
It would look like
you would look at it and be like, wait, there's nothing there. And you go, it's all there. Because David knows where the camera's strengths are in terms of tonality, and he pushes everything towards the shadows to protect those really valuable highlights.
Yes.
Now, because we're talking about monochromes, I think because I have a couple of cool products to show over the course of the show.
Well, we got to see cool
stuff.
stuff.
I'm going to show the first one a little bit before the 9 o'clock.
Let's go.
Premium hour. As I mentioned earlier, there are 4 generations of M monochrome cameras: the M monochrome, the M monochrome Type 246, the M10 monochrome, and the M11 monochrome that we have now. And each generation gets significantly better. However, much like in the world of cars and watches and many other things, there's always a nostalgia and eventually a cult following for the last generation. And then each generation that follows, the following grows for the generations exponentially greater as they go further back. And what happens is, the really nice examples of the older generations become much, much rarer, much, much harder to find, harder to get service, harder to get parts for. So now that we're 4 generations into the digital M monochrome world, the original monochrome, the OG, has become almost like a religious figure in the Leica world. Because the CCD sensor, while objectively worse than the insane 60 megapixel sensor we have now, produced a look that is very distinct. And while in theory, certainly someone like you, who's very proficient in Lightroom, could get his M11 monochrome files there is, I hate to admit, a certain appeal to getting something like that out of the camera. And the problem with the original monochrome and the original M9 as well is that the sensors from the factory new had a defect where they would exhibit corrosion. Now, for a number of years, Leica was replacing those with an updated corrosion-proof sensor. But a number of years ago, those sensors disappeared. And now the only way to get an M monochrome or an M9 with a corrosion-proof sensor is if it was installed during that time period. Otherwise, there's no more sensors available, and you have to go into the aftermarket, and they start, it's scary. So what's happened is the original CCD-based M9 and M monochrome cameras have become unfathomably rare, especially really, really good examples. It has been several years since I've seen something as good as what's in this box. If you know this, you know what this box is, because they don't do them like this anymore. So here we have, well, I'm going to call this an old friend.
Uh-oh.
Because this, I'm actually going to use the gloves for this.
Ooh.
I really cleaned it up nice, and it's really, really nice.
Oh, boy.
Everyone loves it when I put the gloves on. Let's get a close-up, Jose.
Nice.
This is an original Leica M monochrome. Now, why am I so excited about this specifically? A couple of reasons. One, not only does it have the new CCD, this is a camera that I, Josh from Leica Miami, sent to Germany, to Wetzlar, in 2018 myself to have the new sensor installed. This camera has been in the same individual's hands since 2018, and I sold it to them with 5,000 shots, and they traded it back in with a little less than 6,000 shots. So what's that, about 120 shots per year at the most. This monochrome has under 6,000 shots, new sensor with full documentation, including the original service paperwork from Germany from 2018 with my handwriting on it about one of the previous owners or something. Not only is this monochrome low shutter count, new sensor, it is in unbelievable condition. I mean, this black chrome finish does show wear somewhat easily. This thing is amazing. It still has the plastic on the base plate. This camera was just sent to Leica customer care in New Jersey. I just got it back, spent a small fortune getting this thing made as good as it could possibly get, and it's backed by a 1-year warranty. So here we've got a camera with fantastic ownership history, provenance from Leica Miami, from the sensor. It is also, I can grab it here, a full set. I'm not going to take everything out, but it's a full set with the original box, all of the original paperwork. What I will say is it even comes with, so back in the, you don't have to show like this, Jose. It's
You got a wide shot, yeah.
It even comes with the original Jacob Sobel print that you got when
wow.
you bought a monochrome, along with the original service paperwork, the previous service paperwork.
I totally forgot it came with the print.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has 2 extra batteries, maybe more. And I'll tell you what, if you get one of these from me, or you get this from me, I'll throw in a brand new M9 battery as well. But the coolest part of all is that it comes with, no, back up. The original M9s and M monochromes were a little picky when it came to what SD cards you used.
Oh, yeah.
You really had to use 16 or 32 gig, older, slower cards. It actually comes with 4 brand new 16 and 32 gig SD cards that you get to be the first person to use them. The ones that are really designed to work perfectly with the original monochrome. I do not think there is a better M monochrome on the planet. Now, we spent a lot of money on this camera, so it ain't cheap. This is as good as it gets. You go online, you find one, maybe, oh, I swear it has the new CCD. It definitely has the new sensor. No. This one has the new sensor because I'm the one who sent it to Germany to have the sensor installed. So anyway, if you wanted to have a very nostalgic experience without having to worry about service, finding the right memory cards, finding extra batteries, getting a camera without a good history, this original M monochrome is the way to go. And I am super, super excited to have it. It was in service for a while. I just got it back, and I was so hyped that I got it back in time for the show.
It's a classic.
Anyway.
It's a modern classic.
We don't have any images from this camera because, of course, all the ones we have are from M11 monochromes. But David has done some, I don't know if you have a review of this, but there's definitely some good content I've done for him. So anyway, if you want it, Jose will drop a link in the chat if he hasn't already, because this thing is sweet. I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, fun fact. The first time I ever shot this, I did so on a little walkabout with Peter Carba.
Did you really?
Yeah, with the brand new at the time 50 Apo. So I was trying.
That's cool.
So I tried the 50 Apo and the M monochrome before it was released with Peter Carba, who designed the 50 Apo, and we had a lovely evening stroll and some dinner and conversation, and it was fantastic. So I have very fond memories of this camera.
So cool. Yeah. I mean, it's been years since I've had one this nice. And again, we had to spend some money on it to get that service done, to get those extra batteries in, to make sure everything was good to go. But when I got the camera back in after all those years and I saw my handwriting on the service paperwork, I was like, man, I got to treat this camera right because there's just so few left at this level on the planet. Okay, we tangented wildly.
That was...
So we talked about monochromes.
Yeah. No, we're talking about P, so why don't we talk about the other finish there?
Ooh, should we talk about colors or should we do that after 9? Let's talk about colors. Okay.
Or do you want to take maybe another quick break for images?
I think we talk about this first. And then we do images.
Before we get to this.
You don't want to get to that? You want to do images? Or we talk about...
No, let's do images. Let's do images first. Then we come back and talk about this.
Images are happening.
I know there's so many. So we're going to just...
All right, here we go. I feel that.
Let's go. I'm warmed up. Ready? Nope.
Hey.
Magic. Okay, go. There we go.
But Dave, you should do some talking. I've been doing
I'll do some talking.
I've been doing all the
Well, you're
image
very
content.
excited. He's very excited about that
Yes,
monitor.
I am.
All right, so we got an M11 with the 50 Apo from Joe Brown.
Nice.
This one is
It's the original dating app right there, the True Love Cafe.
Uh-oh. That's the real size. I was like, what?
Oh, disgraced. And your name's
Disgraced.
out there for all to see, Paul.
Paul,
We've
come
all been there.
on.
I mean, my image is right.
And it's an M10R, which is nice to see.
Wait, how is it an M10R? How did that sneak in? You're breaking all the rules.
What is
Get
this?
out of, get
What
out
is
of
this?
there. Get out of there.
What is this? I know. It's like, wait, you snuck in an M10 in an M11 thing.
disgraceful.
All right, so
Sorry,
this is Tom with another just a classic 35 Summicron, non-Apo, and this is beautiful. Really love these street scenes. One of my favorite kind of stuff. Shoot. Finally we have an M11 monochrome.
Ooh, look at the textures.
35 Summilux, and there really is something, especially when you look here, you look at the highlights, and it almost has like this luminance to it, almost metallic kind of feel, that's kind of instantly recognizable as a monochrome image.
I have the same flag in my house, but it says by Summilux, Summicron, Noctilux at the bottom instead.
We should do
The
that.
snake is holding a 9280 and a 24-90.
Okay.
It's a very exciting poster.
I actually think we should do that. That would be hilarious.
Who would buy that? Who would buy
That'd
that
be
flag
hilarious.
if we made a Leica version of that for us Leica nerds? Oh man, I love it.
All right, we've got here M11, and again, this is a R adapter, so my guess is this is one of the R macro lenses, maybe a 60. Same from Olaf. So these are kind of like very ethereal, moody images. Very cool, almost very cinematic looking. And we've got another 35 Summilux spheric. This one from Brian with an M11. Lovely fall colors.
That's good. Ooh,
What
that's
is
not the full.
Oh
That's zoomed
my
in.
gosh.
It's zoomed in, bro.
Is it?
Yes. What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
Oh, wait. Did I? Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah, we've been like.
Oh, no.
You've
Oh,
been
hold on.
disgracing all these
I've been
images.
disgracing. Okay, this is the full image. Sorry, from Olaf.
Wow, you are fired.
Thank you. This is Brian's image of the actual full color here. All right, and now we have, this is a Thambar,
Nice.
which is it was actually one of the first Leica classic lenses that came after the 28 Summicron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was somewhat short-lived. Leica made it for a few years, and it is not designed to be sharp. It's designed to be almost painterly in its appearance, especially if you use it with the center filter, which it looks like we have used here.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's
It's
cool.
a very difficult lens to use, and I think you've really done a nice job at using it in an environment that shows off the lens capabilities.
Yeah, it is a very artistic lens for sure. And I think there's a few others with this lens.
Yeah, I'm
too.
excited to see the rest. Yeah.
So here, you can start. You can talk. Oh, never mind. I'll talk. So here we have an M11 with a 28 2.8 Elmerit.
Well, I need to call you out on. You need to clean your sensor.
Uh-oh.
This is something we've all experienced, so it's actually, I think, a good educational moment. Is when you start to get a lot of dust on the sensor, you start to get these
I'll take care of it.
spots. When you're stopping down at a low aperture, David is now in real time fixing your dust. David will send you a bill for the dust removal service.
But what I want to show, well, this is a lot, but
we're not going to do it all.
no. But I think the reason that I'm showing you this is it's very easy to see them, and you can see that it only takes a moment to basically remove almost all of them. So just in the amount of time that Josh was giving you grief.
That'll be $27.
Here we go. Oh,
Nice.
and look at
Anyway,
that. All fixed.
you won't notice the sensor dust at wide open apertures, but when you start to stop down, especially with a wide angle lens,
sure.
with big areas of open sky.
And you can see here, it estimated F11. Whether it is F11, it's somewhere in the range of, let's say, F8 to F11.
Yeah.
You're going to see every last speck
But
of
it's a
dust.
great shot, so it shouldn't be, you shouldn't hold
so-
it back with the dust spots.
And it's so easy to take the dust out. Just take it out.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Ooh.
David
wow.
Noble again. Hi, David. If you're watching.
Wow. And this is a 50 Elmar. But look at that. That is like dreamy.
It's magical.
It looks like cross-processed or expired film. So it's kind of a cool,
Yeah, the post-processing is really
very,
well
very
done.
cool look to
Nice
it.
job, David.
And
From the
same.
scene, yeah.
Yep.
Almost like a Lord of the Rings kind of vibe.
Like the tree's alive.
Yes, yeah.
Mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so hungry.
Cake.
Well, we don't know who this is because you didn't put your name in the file, so you don't get credit.
Well, no, it is. It's DxO Deep Prime.
Oh, I love DxO. He or she is a great person. But that cake does look fire.
I do like the scene though. Look at this with the you got the cookbook here and the actual end product.
What's funny is I know who made this cake. It's the woman in the yellow dress from the other shop.
Yes,
that's why the cake's yellow.
Obviously. I do like this though. 35 Similux.
I love this one.
What happened?
David was weirded out by that. I thought it was hilarious. This is like, I don't know who to call when I see this scene. Do I call the gardener? Do I call the police? I don't know. Oh, that's be long.
He shouldn't have been playing in that wood pile.
I know, right?
That's all I know. Another one from Tom here. Nice. Really love these night shots. 8
seconds at f/16. Wow, that's really, really cool.
That's really cool.
I guess those shuttle things were just there. Still, yeah, they weren't moving. Yeah.
Wow, very cool.
Steve, nice. Hey Steve, our friend in Chicago.
Nice. A Noctilux.
Using the reflections with the
1.2. So that's the reissue.
Super underappreciated.
Josh is going to talk about that for a second.
I love it. No.
Okay, great. Yeah, so this was another of the Leica Classics line. So they reissued the 1966 design. A lot of people were a little bit confused when it came out. Because like, oh, a new Noctilux. It's better than the .95. It's like, no, wait, hold on. It's a reissue of a vintage design. And it is nice. I don't know if you don't have one.
I do not have one.
What's really nice is it's very compact, much more so than the .95. So it's kind of a cool lens, and it does leave the vintage vibe.
Yeah, very cool, Steve.
And that's on an M11P. This one's another is James with the 24 Similux. So he shot the architectural shot before with the vertical black and white.
Love that lens.
Love this. It's all like, I feel like it's like evolution of man kind of thing, but like it backwards.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
An
M11 monochrome with, with a 180 2.8 Apo Elmer R. One of my favorites.
David loves that lens. David has one.
I have one.
And that's
really sharp.
That's a hard photo to take. Honestly, to get that perfect focus like that. Oh, nice job.
Which again was nice to have that high resolution Visiflex.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What else we got?
Oh, 35 Summicron. And it looks like it's a beach in Florida because it says so.
It's Fernandina Beach. I love Fernandina Beach.
Look at that.
Super nice up there.
That is really nice.
That's cool.
Ooh, love the colors.
Cool.
M11 with the 35 Summilux again from Mark. And really just love all the primary colors.
The colors are just eating me alive. I love it. It's
yeah, that's really cool.
The shadows, the lighting, nice work.
It's giving off like Costamanos, American color kind of vibes.
But it's not in, that's Japanese writing, isn't it? Or some kind of, I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Something not in English. That's really cool. Ooh.
M11P converted.
That's got to be a steel rim reissue.
Yeah. So that 3514, notice it doesn't say ASPH.
Yeah.
And you can see that vintage look, especially in the foreground. This is kind of a telltale sign in the foreground. And then you see how much, this part right there is glowing. So you see the glowy highlights and the glowy highlights here. So this is a steel rim wide open. Like, it's really obvious when you look at the lens.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting kind of segue. So let's just stop here and come back.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that we've spoken about before, and I think it's worth kind of talking about now, right? Because a lot of people say, well, gosh, 60 megapixel, you have to use only the newest, fanciest, apo, aspheric, everything lenses, right? But I think this goes to show you when you've seen some of these classic lenses, you've seen the 50 Elmar, you've seen the Thambar, you've seen the steel rim 35 Summilux. There is a certain look to it, and I don't think that they are underperforming. They are maybe giving you the best view of that lens that's ever possible. I know you've said that before, Josh. You want to
Yes, I am a huge advocate. And we'll talk more about this when we talk about the EV1, unless you want to get into that now.
Well, it's my segue.
I love that segue.
Yeah.
Using either vintage lenses or the modern classic series lenses on a digital M, to me, it is better now than ever. In fact, I think vintage lenses give you a better is a strong word, more pleasing result on these ultra high resolution modern digital M cameras than they ever did on film. And the reason is very simple. What makes these lenses interesting? It's not that they're sharp, that they have no vignetting, that they have no aberration. It's the opposite. It's that they are not perfect. They have character. They are unique. And the more demanding the digital sensor or the imaging surface becomes, the more it's going to bring out those unique characteristics. But you're also getting better color reproduction, better dynamic range, and overall more resolution to play with and manipulate. So it's the best of both. You're getting the best possible file to work with a sensor that brings out the magic from these lenses in an incredible way. So if anyone says to me, oh, well, don't I need to have a 35 apo to use on my M11? I would never use a 35, Summicron version 1 or version 4. I would say, well, if your goal is the absolute highest performance, well, you should get an SL3 and apo Summicron primes. But if your goal in the M system is highest performance, yes, of course, the modern apos and luxes are incredible. But don't discredit these vintage or classic series lenses because you think, oh, they can't perform to the standard needed for the digital sensors. It's quite the opposite. They shine on these digital sensors. And that is as true as it can be on this, which is my current favorite Leica camera. Now I get access to all of them. I can use whatever I want, whenever I want, and I grab this one 8 times out of 10 for most of what I'm doing nowadays. This is the M EV1. This came out at the end of last year. We have a show on it, and I'm not going to spend 30 minutes on it because we've spent 2 hours on it and then much more on top of that. But in very basic terms, this is an M11 without an optical rangefinder, and instead it has an electronic viewfinder inside. What does that mean? What that means is you no longer need to add an auxiliary can't say that word, auxiliary, VisaFlex 2.
That sounds right.
Yeah, on top of the camera. You have a far superior integrated electronic viewfinder. It's a game changer for Noctiluxes, Summoluxes, vintage lenses, R lenses, weird stuff, the stuff that I like to use. And also, because I use polarizers for most of my automotive photography, I always need live view anyway, so I can see the impact of the polarization on the image. When you're working with the EV1, it is transformative in the success rate you'll have achieving precise focus, and more importantly, when using odd lenses, utilizing the characteristics of the lens in real time as a creative aid for the photographs versus using a rangefinder, which has a ton of its own virtues, don't get me wrong, but the rangefinder never allows you to look through the lens without using an auxiliary viewfinder, so you're always surprised by the result, which can be fun, but if you're very intentful and you're very familiar with the way these vintage lenses work, and you want to get the most out of them repeatably, consistently, but still have a good time, there is no better way to do that than with the EV1. I call it compose with bokeh because the viewfinder is so good, the electronic viewfinder in the EV1, it just becomes very intuitive. And the reason I like it is because if you have an M11 like this with the VisaFlex on it, like so, you're looking here or here, whatever eye, right? You're using an M camera, which is very familiar, in a way that feels a little bit unfamiliar because you're used to going like this or like this, but everything is kind of shifted. And it works fine. The VisaFlex 2 is a great accessory. But when you have the EV1, you're using it exactly the way you would use an M, a camera we all know and love, and we've been using for years, except you instead of looking through the rangefinder, you're looking through this incredible EVF. So the other advantage of that is because there's nothing in the hot shoe, I can put on a thumb support. And I cannot tell you what a game changer that is. Just being able to use an M with an EVF and a thumb support. And then I usually add on the hand grip as well. And I think if I have an EV1 in my possession, whenever I use one, this is exactly the way I use it. I never use it any other way. So we can get a close up here, which is hand grip, thumb support. To me, this locks into my hand so beautifully. And because the EV1 is lighter still than even the M11, it is incredibly light. The added weight of the thumb support and the hand grip basically just bring it back to the weight of an M11, so it doesn't feel like it's getting any heavier. This setup to me is just as good as it gets to maximize the performance and the usability of vintage M lenses, classic series M lenses, and ultra fast M lenses. Now, you could use them on the SL3 or an SL2, and the main advantage there is you get stabilization. But what I find is that because this camera is considerably lighter, I'm using it more often. And also, I think the magnified view of the viewfinder is clearer with M lenses than it is using the SL3. So even though the viewfinder isn't stabilized, or I should say the sensor is not stabilized, I'm actually faster at precise focusing with the EV1 than I am with the SL3 with M lenses. So what I used to do was SL body, M adapter L, M lenses, and then occasional SL lenses when needed. Now it's all M EV1 anytime I'm using an M lens, and the SL3 is relegated for use with the insanely good SL primes and zooms for a different kind of photography. But I have found the EV1 to be the camera that I grab the most.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm going on and on about it, but it's true. Like if you talk to me, you see me at a car show, I have this camera. Usually with a vintage 50 Summilux, with a 50 Noctilux 0.95, with a 90 Apo, any of these really fun lenses, which again, you can use on a rangefinder just fine. You could use it on an M11 with the VisiFlex if you want, but there's no better experience that feels more organic and more successful than on the EV1. I think if you love everything about shooting M and want to achieve a higher in focus and higher success rate overall with unusual or fast aperture lenses, you will find the EV1 is the game changer for that. Couple of very, very quick tips.
Yep.
I know we have a lot to talk about, but number one is I turn off focus peaking. Number two is I turn off the automatic magnification most of the time, and I assign magnification to the top button. Jose, if we can get up here. So I find the automatic magnification, meaning you turn the focus ring and it automatically magnifies, is helpful sometimes, but not all the time. So I have user profiles where I have it on and have it off. I turn off focus peaking because it gets in my way. I have it on EVF extended, so it only shows in the viewfinder. I turn off auto review, anything like that, and I go. And I just treat it like I would an M11, except instead of having an optical rangefinder, I just have the constant view through the viewfinder. I also turn off, I'll show you one thing that I like to do, if we can see, is if you hit menu, you'll see it first goes to the favorites menu, because for some reason, they've only put content credentials in the favorites menu. So what I would do is go to, customize control, edit favorites, and just turn that off. Now, if I hit menu and I hit menu again, it goes right to the main menu. A very small tip.
It is a weird thing, though. Yeah.
It is weird. And I was going to get more into the EV1 settings, which I'm not going to do because we have so much to cover. But if you're thinking about an EV1 and you're not exactly sure where it fits in your lineup, or maybe you have an EV1 or you just got one, you're ordering one from Leica Store Miami, and you want to kind of get a sense of the settings that I use, just send us an email, and I'm happy to give you some insight, because I genuinely believe that a couple of setting tweaks make the EV1 just an absolute joy to use, and I do think these accessories are must-haves.
I am only going to agree with everything you said, because that is also how I use the M EV1. And I also, I know they did basically because there's the Frameline preview lever has been repurposed into a function button or function switch, I guess, on either one side or the other. And the focus magnification is in there by default. But I also prefer it on the top function button, only because it's just a more natural place right next to the shutter release. So yeah, all the things Josh just said, +1.
Yeah, it is just blowing my mind, and I've been using it consistently for months. And I shoot a lot of other cameras too, but it is just such a joy to use.
It's really fun
with fun lenses like that.
I would say it's a really fun M experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I want David to talk about what is literally, in my opinion, the exact opposite in the M portfolio, which is that thing right there.
Oh my gosh.
What
okay.
is that thing, David?
What's that thing? This is the M11D. So it has, okay, Jose took away my glory here. I was gonna show, boom, like that.
Wow.
No, it's okay.
So this is an M11D, and you can tell because there is no LCD here. It has a really cool ISO control that you can use with 2 thumbs, as you can see there. And what's kind of cool is if you look at a regular, I'm just gonna pull a regular M11. A regular M11 ISO dial is on the top deck here, and you pull it up or push it up with your thumbs, and you'll notice it goes from ISO 64, which is the base ISO, all the way up to 6400, and then M, which I usually assign to 12,500. You can assign this to anything you want in the menu. But this physical control is really convenient. That was one of kind of a nice thing, right? And you pop it down. The M11D actually goes past that, so it goes 6400, and you'll see it goes past 6400 to 12.5, 25,000, and 50,000 ISOs, which is pretty neat. So it's the only way that you have a mechanical manual control, and it also still has that M setting, so you can set that in the menu. But where is the menu? Because there's no screen, and it's certainly not hiding in here. So it pairs with the Photos app, and you have access to your menu options in the Photos app, which is really cool. And it is an M. It is an optical rangefinder only. Yes, you could use the VisiFlex if you want. I guess that's like the pure-ish way of doing it. You can come back, Jose, to us. So yes, you could do this. I mean, if you're buying an M11D for no LCD screen, are you going to put a VisiFlex?
Well, it can be convenient if you're using like super wide angle, or
It could
for the
be.
same reason it is on an M11.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I would have one for sure. if
I
had an
would, but
M11,
I think the reason that you get this camera is it's the ultimate analog digital experience. It's as close as you can get to shooting film, but on digital in a digital camera. Sure, you can turn off auto review and you don't have the screen come on, but there is something kind of nostalgic about just having what feels like a film camera that shoots 60 megapixel gorgeous digital images that, you know, objectively, if we're just talking about pure imaging performance, that will outperform high ISO settings above anything that film is capable of. That's not to belittle film. Film has its own aesthetic. It has its own style. And obviously it's more popular now than ever.
Right.
And there's good reason for that. But if you're looking for the performance of digital with an analog experience, the D.
M11D.
And it's not Leica's first. There was an M10D. There was an MD262 before that. And then there was some special editions, like the M Edition 60. And when Leica first came out with it, everyone thought they were completely off their rocker. Who in the world is going to get a digital camera with no LCD screen? And then it came out, the M Edition 60, and people are like, wait, you're going to make a production version of that, right? And we're like, we weren't going to, but yes, of course.
Why not?
And it's been popular enough that they've come out with 3 since then. So M11D. We don't see a lot of these come up used.
Well, we don't see any of the D generation, like MD,
Any of
M10D,
them, right?
or M11D. Very, very, very rare to see pre-owned.
People love them. I mean, I would say it's not really a cult following. It's just people get them, they love them, and they keep them forever.
Yeah, that's well said. I think what the M11D shows is that somebody in Germany at the factory is having fun, because people can accuse Leica of taking themselves too seriously, but I think that plus what I'm about to show over here is evidence of the contrary. So
For sure.
we're going to show some more images in a minute. I just want to talk a little bit about colors, not colors on the sensor, but colors on the camera.
Okay.
We talked about the M11P,
Yep.
black, silver.
Yep.
The classics. We show glossy black, matte black, silver. In the last, I don't know, year, 6 months, whatever, Leica has introduced 2 really fun finishes for their M11P bodies. First, we got this beauty.
Nice.
That shout out to Javier for letting me borrow his baby. This is the M11P Safari, a camera in a long line of Safari or Olive or Reporter, or whatever you want to call them, cameras, and it is absolutely stunning. Oh, I just love it. But more recently, we got this. This is the new hotness. This just came out, and thank you to Ollie for letting me borrow your brand new Leica M11P Metal Gray. Leica recently introduced the M11P 50 Apo Q3 and Deluxe 8 in their new metal gray finish. The studio lighting does not do it justice.
I want it.
Looks unreal. This is stunning. It is aluminum, so it's not brass. It is painted though, so it's painted aluminum, but it weighs the same as the black, whereas the Safari is brass. So here we have them together. Safari, and just for reference, silver. Yeah, man, that is stunning. Now, in addition, I see my head. In addition to the Safari camera, we also got 3, and I have 2 of them here, Safari lenses. And
Nice.
thank you to Jackie for letting me borrow your brand new Safari lenses for the show, because these are also pretty rare these days. And the cool thing about the Safari lenses, and what I really, really, really want to show tonight, actually right now, is yes, all of Leica's marketing, all their imagery shows this, which is what one would expect. The Safari lens on the Safari camera, which looks very cool. Don't get me wrong. By far, the coolest part of the Safari lenses is not the fact that they're green, it's this. Brass, silver chrome, focus tab. Non-standard focus tabs is one of the rarest features on special M lenses. Now, these are not limited edition, they're just limited production, but it is extremely rare to see Leica do a silver chrome focus tab. And I thought that was so cool that they did that on the Safari lenses, and I wish they talked about it more. However, what I want to show while I have the camera on here is what do Safari lenses look like on all the other cameras that are out there, because not everyone has one of these absolute works of camera art. Maybe they have an EV1. What does a Safari look like on an EV1? Let's take a look. Here we go. Nice. I think that looks sick, actually. You put a green strap on here, maybe a green soft release. Look at that. Okay, so that's what Safari looks like on the matte black finish. And then I'll just show it on the silver finish so we can take a look at that. And
You want to try glossy black first?
Well, let's do glossy. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm having a good time. Here we go. Put that back. So I got to give a shout out to my friends at the Leica store in Bellevue for loaning us their glossy black M11, specifically Matt and everyone else there who helped us make that happen. Thank you guys. If you're ever in the Seattle area, you should go there and tell them that I said hello and buy them food because they're always hungry. That looks sick. Okay. Wow. I wonder how many people are using Safari lenses on the glossy cameras. I mean, people. The silver chrome matches the silver chrome accents. Come on. Like, just do it. Just do it, bro. And last but not least, let's show it.
What did you do on the silver yet?
I'm doing that last. I'm doing it right now. Last but not least, and I promise we're going to show pictures. Oh. Safari lens on silver. Ooh. I think they look good on everything. Oh, I didn't show it on the metal gray, so I'll show that real quick. Real quick, and then I promise we're going to look at photos. Oof. Okay. Last but not least, I'm dropping it.
You are juggling cameras.
I'm trying.
Oh my God. If you only saw... Wow. I'm going to move some of these things.
Everything's fine. Okay. This may be the first time this has happened on live YouTube. Thank you, Ollie, for letting me do this. I promise I am taking good care of your baby.
Look at that.
Safari Summilux on M11P metal gray. That is so sick. Oh, I need it. I'm just gonna keep this. You're not getting it back. Nobody's getting any of their stuff back. I'm just keeping it. Sorry.
While you have it,
Yes.
can you try that silver chrome lens on the front of the M11 silver up there on the metal gray?
What silver chrome lens? This one?
The silver anodized lens, rather.
Oh, on the metal gray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. We want to see what silver. We want to see what a steel rim looks like.
Ooh, steel rim.
Let's see steel rim
Oh my gosh.
on the metal gray.
That's more like a, yeah.
Here we go. Ooh.
Okay, that's nice.
That does look nice.
What?
Ooh, it looks really good. Okay, I'm loving it.
Nice.
If you're looking for a steel rim, I just got a pre-owned one, by the way, on the website. LeicaStormay.com. Tag the sponsor. That's us. Anyway, that's so cool. All right, get back to us, Jose. So, whew,
Nice.
definitely cannot accuse Leica of being not colorful. Yes, they do
There it
make
is.
a black and white camera. They make two of them, but they certainly have a good time. We've got green, silver, black, gray, glossy, shiny, matte, you name it. You can do it. That is awesome.
Amazing.
But now I think we need to show some more pictures. Then I have a couple more cool toys to show.
Okay.
And a big announcement to make after we're going to show the pictures. And then,
Are we getting, well, why don't we announce that we're going to show the pictures?
but no, after the pictures, we haven't announced.
Yes, I know.
Yes,
I'm-
okay.
Okay. All right, here we go. While Josh cleans up his side of the
I
table
don't know
there.
what was on where. Okay, here we go.
Don't worry about it.
I got this.
All right, we're going to look at some images. That's Josh. Come to me.
All right.
There it is.
boy.
Yeah, you got to let him clean up. It's clean up time.
It's a
Clean
mess.
up time.
Okay.
Okay, so we got another one from Tom. Again with the 28. Love this. 2 seconds, dragging the shutter. Obviously in a tripod. Beautiful stuff with the lights. Love that. Here we've got a 28 Summilux on a monochrome.
Ooh.
And-
Forrest Gump vibes right there.
Yes, very. You took it out of my mouth. Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, really cool. A lot of nuance in there.
Nice.
A lot of different grays. Another M11 monochrome from William
Look at
with
that sky.
the Apple 35. Love that.
Gorgeous.
Very, very nice.
Ooh.
We have John with an M11 and a 21, which is a gray lens.
I love this one
I've
on
got,
Surround Maya.
got one right here.
Yeah.
21.
Great lens.
Small, compact, 46 mil.
Nice job using the crowd as a framing element. as opposed to
Exactly.
Just trying to get them out of there and do the buildings. I think that makes the shot.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh,
Car picture.
nice.
Yay.
From Ted, we got an M11P with 35 Summilux ASPH.
Nice. Hi, Ted.
Really nice.
If Ted's watching. I think Ted's watching. Hi, Ted.
I think so. I like the Z3.
I know the BMW in the background, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, Jack.
We got another, Jackson with an M11P and
She's looking for leaks. She's a plumber. Actually. She's like, I think there's a water spot up there.
This is in the Grand Opera House in Paris. It's beautiful in there.
And
but
very leaky ceiling.
very leaky ceiling.
Yeah.
Actually, no, leaky basement.
So this image is upside down.
So this building, little trivia, is filled with water on purpose. So it has like a body of water at the bottom. It acts as a counterweight to keep the building from floating up.
Oh,
And that's what the Phantom of the Opera is built on.
interesting.
Based on. The Phantom of the Opera with his little lake.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we're really tangent.
Sorry. Okay. M11P from Charles with another 35 Summilux is like
It's a great lens. Now, in my opinion,
Doing a lot of work.
It's if he had only shot it with a Safari 35 Summilux in stock at Leica Store Miami, it would have been that much better. But you know what? It's as good as it can be for being shot with a non-green lens. Let's just say that.
moving on. We got Jay with another one from Paris here. The 28 Lux. Great street lens. Obviously great for low light.
This is the what they call that the Miracle on the Hudson guy in France.
Le Soleil.
Le plane. Sorry.
My
I really
gosh.
have no self-control tonight. Okay.
You really don't. You really don't.
Ooh, that's cool.
All right.
Nice colors.
From Carlos, we've got a 21 Elmerit.
Ooh.
Non-aspheric.
Bold choice.
Well, this is a classic.
Yeah, that's a sweet lens.
Wow. Okay.
Don't see those very often.
No,
Big
no.
E60 filter size on that piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And another one from the same. It looks like Arches.
Yeah, wow. Cool.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think maybe you got something on the sensor.
Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway.
Look at your sensor later.
Oh no, wait. That's my screen.
panorama.
No, that's my screen. The
Oh, your
is
screen?
broken.
Oh, your screen's broken. So your sensor's fine.
Your sensor's fine.
Sorry.
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
so sorry.
Oh yeah. Another 21 from Carlos. Really nice. We've got M11P with 50 Summilux. A lot of action happening here.
I like that.
And I like that, you went to see, this is a good example of knowing that you want to stop the action, get all this water spray in midair. So you're going with a high shutter speed. So this is 1/1500th of a second. And you'll notice, even though it's daylight, it's ISO 1250 to get that faster shutter speed. And it looks totally fine. Don't be afraid of raising up your ISO to get the shutter speed that you need. 21 Summilux
I love this shot.
with M11P.
It's a very different way to photograph foliage
It really
with
is.
a very distinctly unique lens, and I absolutely adore it.
Yeah. Wow, that is really cool.
Really, really creative.
It's a very unique lens.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Oh, we got a 50 1.2 Noctilux from
Nice,
Steve.
with the
So this is
monochrome.
again that reissue. And the thing that strikes me about this, so you have an M11 monochrome, which arguably is, pixel for pixel, the highest performing M camera there is. And yet you look at this and you say, wow, especially with the subject, with the tweed blazers and the haircuts, whatever. This could be 1940s,
Yeah.
right? It has this feel of a timeless moment documentary because of the lens,
Yeah.
because the black and white, because of the subject. And it's really cool when you can match a subject with technique and equipment and have everything work together. So kudos on that. We got another one from Steve here, going with complete opposite lens of 50 Apo Summicron on the monochrome. And you can see at 3200 ISO, it looks perfect. Don't be afraid of the ISO. Looking really nice.
Yeah, a couple more and then some announcements.
Yep. And then
That's creative. I like that.
we got Costa here. He's probably not watching because he's probably asleep because he's in Australia. But this is 75 Noctilux on the M11.
Nice.
And just really great. Like you can, you squint at it and you realize, wait a minute, that's like a rear view mirror on a bicycle. And then, oh wait, there's a bicycle behind it.
That's cool.
But the depth of field is so shallow on that Noctilux that, what were you saying, Josh? Bokeh as the composition?
No, you say composed with bokeh.
Composed with
That's
bokeh.
composing with bokeh. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So really cool little
Nice.
slice.
Okay, one more.
And here we've got Janelle with 35 Summilux. Really nice little, and it's like that truck is out of time.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
really
same
cool.
kind of thing. Yeah, so pretty cool.
Nice.
All right,
Okay,
let's go.
come back to us. Couple things. First, an announcement. Very exciting. I was ran into my old high school guidance counselor in the grocery store the other day, And he said to me, he says, Josh, what are your goals? I said, well, I really only have one goal, only one goal in my whole life, personal, professional, you name it. And that goal is for no one to shoot any brand of camera other than Leica for any picture ever. Okay? Simple as that. There is no other brand as far as I'm concerned. Now,
I don't think this conversation actually happened.
He informed me that there actually are other brands of cameras. So then I have a new goal, which is to hoover up all of those other brands and have all those people convert to Leica.
Now, international of you to say
I know,
that.
I'm a real diplomat. Now, the thing is, if you've dealt with Leica Miami before, which is us, by the way, you know that for many, many years, we only were able to take in your Leica gear on trade-in. We have a very well-known, comprehensive, super detail-oriented, nerdy trade-in program that many of you watching probably have participated in, trading in your Leica gear for other Leica gear. And we've been doing it forever. That's my baby. I love it. Now, starting literally right now, you can trade in any brand of camera or lens with Leica Store Miami towards Leica gear. And not just Leica cameras and lenses. New stuff, of course. Used stuff from our inventory, absolutely. Leica watches and even workshops. So anything you're thinking about trading, whether it's Leica cameras and lenses or non-Leica cameras and lenses, because I guess there are other brands out there, fine. You can trade them in with Leica Store Miami. And it's the same process that you already know. You fill out our trade-in form and you just put in whatever it is, whatever camera, whatever lens, same process, and you just get one nice itemized trade-in offered. Everything is the same. You don't have to do anything special other than list out what it is that you've got on the trade-in form. So if you've got some older non-Leica gear lying around or some stuff that you got and you want to switch it over, now and going forward is the opportunity to do so. So we're super excited to bring this program on board. It's been a very long time in the making, and we hope that we can help everyone who's looking to do business with Leica Store Miami, and maybe they do have some gear to trade, but it's not Leica gear. Now they don't have to sell it somewhere else. They can trade it with us. So if you fill out our trade-in form on our website, Jose can link to it if you want. You can put in, we're still working on some of the verbiage, it's kind of like a soft launch. So we're still working on that, but you can trade in any camera, any lens, as long as it works, towards Leica cameras, Leica lenses, used equipment, Leica watches, Leica Store photo adventures, anything. If we have it available in our inventory, you can trade anything you want towards it. So super cool. Yes.
It's amazing.
The other thing I want to talk about. Really
There's more?
There's another thing.
More?
Well, this is even more crazy.
Wow.
Is what's in this little box.
Oh, no.
And I promise we'll talk about more pictures.
It's Jose's soul.
That's long since sold for vintage watches. One of the most popular brands that we carry of accessories is a brand called Komaru, or Komaru, depending on how you say it. They are a soft release manufactured by Tiles Photographic in France. They have done tons of cool options from brass, titanium, Damascus steel, bronze, aluminum, all kinds of cool stuff. Patrick, who runs the company, is amazing. He is a genuine photography enthusiast, Leica enthusiast, one of the most passionate people I've ever met in this community. And he has done some really unique special editions over the years. Like I mentioned, Damascus, and there was a mirror, and there was a black paint and a red paint, all this crazy stuff. I reached out to him, I don't know, many months ago, and I said, Patrick, I want to do something crazy. I want to do something just for Leica Store Miami, something that is so ludicrous and so wild that it borders on actually a piece of art, not just a soft release. And Patrick went all in and spent a ton of time and a ton of money flying all over the world, developing what I'm just about to show, which is an extremely limited edition Komaru soft release. It's right in here. You have those photos up on the...
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to... So, don't show them yet. Jose, if we can do the top-down view here. In this box is the collaboration. I can't even tell you how many times we went back and forth just on the box. This is a Sipo wood. Well, I wrote it down. Actually, when you buy one of these, it comes with the a wood care guide. This is Japanese ebony. It's the same ebony wood that's used to make these large format cameras in Japan. And I told Patrick, I want it to be low production. I want it to be 30. I want it to be tied to high-end horology, watchmaking. I want it to be titanium, and I want it to be amazing. This, held together with little magnets, is the Komaru Guilloche. Now, it has a much longer name that's all in French, which I will absolutely butcher if I try to read it, so I'm not going to. 30 produced only at Leica Store Miami. Not on our website, not anywhere listed publicly. I was not going to spill the beans on this secret, and I decided I would hold back a few from collectors and let the general public have a crack at it. David, can you pull up, or Jose, can you pull up the
Right here.
Because it's very hard to see on this view, we have some images. There we go. So Patrick made multiple trips to Switzerland to work with a master guillocher, someone who works with switch watch companies, very, very high-end switch watch companies, to guillocher their dials. Guillochering a curved surface is extremely difficult. This is from a solid block of titanium that is milled and polished, and then each one takes an hour with a hand guilloche machine in Switzerland. And what's really cool, you can scroll through, is they're also individually numbered on the bottom, starting from 01 out of 30 to 30 out of 30. They are the most beautiful. There, that's what the packaging looks like. You can see the number is actually on the box as well. And the outer box, it comes in like this cardboard box, which is to protect the wood box, has an NFC tag inside that contains the certificate of authenticity.
There's
you
the
can
number.
see it's numbered on the bottom. I have a couple of these left. They're not on our website. If you want one, the first thing you need to know is they are not for someone who's worried about losing one, because they are $695. There's only 30. The production cost on these was ludicrous. I don't think we're going to make any money on them. I don't even care. All I told Patrick was I wanted something that would blow my mind and that you could put in your camera and you would burst into tears of joy seeing this incredible object. Now, of course, it feels amazing. The way it catches the light is incredible. I have a couple left. If you're interested in the Kumaru guilloche,
Well, there's the machine.
there's the machining. Reach out to me, Josh at LeicaStoreMiami.com. Jose, you can put it in the chat if you want. And it'll be first come, first serve. I will probably not check my email until Monday. But if you are serious about adding the craziest thing you've ever seen to your camera, send me an email. And if there is enough left, I will offer one to you. Again, I wasn't going to necessarily publicize this right away, but I really felt like I wanted to get out there. I'm so proud to work with an incredible manufacturer like Taos, like Patrick, who put in an insane amount of effort into making something that is just stunning, that is the culmination of all of his years of work, making the most popular soft release we've ever seen, one of the most functional camera accessories ever. And the last thing I want to do, because I promised Jason that I would do this, is let's do an overhead view here. This is mine. This is number 1 out of 30. You can have it. Can we get an overhead shot here? This is the Kumaru guilloche on the metal gray M11P. Oof, that's pretty nice. Okay. Anyway, if you are tempted by this outrageously amazing object, which connects high-end manufacturing, high-end horology, Leica, everything, all together into one beautifully numbered in this gorgeous little wooden box with the magnets. I mean, it's incredible. Reach out to me, and if there are any left, I will offer one to you. Back to our regularly scheduled programming, I think.
Wow. Okay. We should show some more images.
Yes.
Because we're not even a fraction.
All right, we're gonna do a big chunk of image showing.
Power.
Go.
Okay. Who wants to see images? I can't hear you.
You're never gonna hear them, David. If anyone's yelling at their TV, we can't hear you.
All right. Another one from Costa, who, by the way, I saw in the comments. So you're awake. That's awesome. Hello.
All right, we are gonna go through a bunch of these.
Yeah.
We got half an hour. We're fine.
Yeah, we're great. If we only ever look at images.
I know, right? We can.
All right, so I'm just kind of going through a lot of 35 Summilux. I keep seeing here. Another 35 Summilux.
That's a great shot.
That's a great shot, yeah. Look at this. Another really good. An M11 monochrome. Love the deep
24
cut.
Elmar.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
David loves that lens.
That's in my permanent kit. So I adore this lens, and it really sings on a monochrome. So another 35 Lux. Another M11 monochrome.
To the beach.
Another one, yeah.
Like that. Nice job, Sean.
Another
Hi, Mike. If you're watching.
Another M11. Super nice. Is that a bagpipe? That is a bagpipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's pretty wild.
That's pretty cool. Wow, that's 50 Lux. Gorgeous. That's like,
Cool.
I love the skeletonized M camera.
Very unique, yeah.
Ooh,
artsy.
Okay. Another mic.
Nice job.
28 Cron. Good to see some representation.
Yeah.
That actually is a pretty characterful lens.
Yeah, I love the rendering on this.
Yeah.
This is great. From Ted. Hi, Ted.
35 Lux.
Are you zoomed in again or no?
Am I? No?
No?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Now,
no.
I have to work with this fan every day.
Wait, these were okay.
These are okay. Just
This is
imagine
weird. Okay.
what it's like to put up
I was
with
like,
it.
wait a minute.
Are those bagpipes?
Oh my gosh.
Mike's probably watching this going, no, that's not my whole photo. That's
Oh
like
my
one
gosh.
tiny fraction of it.
Which is crazy because
It looked pretty good.
It looked pretty good.
The fact that we couldn't... Oh, never mind. I'm not
Wow.
even going to get into that. Okay. Carry on, please.
sorry, it's this.
We are a disgrace.
You're disgrace.
But at least we're cute.
That makes a lot more sense for the 35. And that looks the same. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
That looks like a 28 now.
Wow, Mike, you must have been screaming at your TV. I'm
I know.
so sorry.
No.
But hey, at least we caught it.
Wow.
And we gave your image the
No, that's really nice. Okay. Okay. That makes a whole lot more sense.
I like the kind of out of focus corner.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? This makes more sense. So this is 35 Similux. Okay,
Oh,
amazing.
man.
Wow, just don't beat me up. Jay with the M11 monochrome.
Nice.
Super crisp. That's 21 Super Elmar again. Doesn't look like a 21. No
Love that.
distortion.
Yes.
Amazing street lens.
Yeah.
Totally underrated street lens.
Nice.
Because you can set it f8, like a meter, and just go and shoot.
Ooh.
Love that.
That's Phoenix?
And that's a 90.
No, Salt Lake City. Right. Got it.
Yep, 90 Sumerit 2.4. That's the
Nice.
second version, and it looks like probably had a red filter on that with the M11 monochrome, and it looks really nice. Good job, Ed.
Good job, Ed, if you're watching.
Ooh, so I said there's more Thambar images. So this is definitely a Thambar. It almost looks like a painting because that is the character of the
The
lens.
sandbar, you mean?
The Thambar.
Thambar?
On the M11. Yes,
Oh, this is awesome. Good job.
really
This
nice.
is really, really cool.
This is from Albert.
Yes, from Albert, yep.
Another one from Albert. And again, using that, this is a Super Elmar though. So you see, you kind of have that same kind of willow trees with the Spanish moss and very, very different feel, but
This is
it's still
great.
really nice.
This is great.
Very, very,
Nice.
great scene.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. So this is a 75 Sumerit. Now that's
I'm loving the
interesting.
turmeric love.
Now, this is really interesting because at first glance, you would think that this is a wide angle, but the fact that this is shot as a telephoto and, I mean, Union Station, I happen to love public transit for photography and architecture. Here's a great example.
Nice. Cool layers from Janelle,
Another
right?
Janelle, good layers, reflections.
Ooh.
35 Similux on the
Creepy.
M11. Really love the light.
So what that is that's an impression of me when you don't shop at Leica Store Miami. That's what I do. Is I sit at a restaurant, I just go like this and I go, why? What are they doing? So
Okay, I don't even know what's happening here, but
I saw this one when I was
like, what is
putting
this?
everything together. I
Is that
love it.
really happening?
Something is. It's either is he's. I don't even. Know.
I don't know.
I don't even know. There's probably a no. I'm sorry, we can't. There's just too many things to.
That's crazy.
That's
Okay.
That looks familiar.
Miami. That's Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's cool.
Cool. This is a really good angle.
I love
like
this.
that. Yeah.
This is almost like a theater, like there's
Yeah.
a performance going on.
Yeah.
There's so many things happening.
It's very cool.
I see a lot of choking hazards though, so I don't know.
And there's a lot of babies stacked. Like
This is
stacked.
brilliant. And
This
the
is cool.
processing is really well done as well.
Yeah, it's really nice. Very timeless.
Nice job.
Wow.
This
Good
is
moment.
cool. Very
Yeah.
photojournalistic.
21
Yeah.
with the older Elmerit.
Nice.
21-28.
Nice job.
Wow. 28
Gary.
Cron.
I met Gary for the first time in Tucson. Super cool guy.
Nice.
Ooh.
We've got a 50 Summicron Classic.
Is that Brooklyn or?
Yeah, that's totally Brooklyn. Mhm. You got it. You nailed it, Josh.
I love it.
M11 monochrome with the 24 Elmerit. The
Ooh, first time we've
the
seen that
2.8.
much
Yep.
represented, Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice moment.
Ooh.
And this is
Unnamed person.
okay. Finally, we're seeing something. This is 3200 ISO. I see a lot of people afraid to use higher ISO, so it's nice to see some here.
Yeah. Sweet. John. I want to like have
With
a
a
picnic.
R adapter.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very like American.
Not quite 4th of July, but
No, no,
M11D.
M11D.
Yes.
There
Mad
you go.
respect for the M11D. Love
Okay,
it.
wait. M11D and to catch the sunburst like that.
I know.
Normally that's a live view shot. So I do wonder if this was just happen chance or if it was with Visiflex. I don't know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Or unless he's in the chat.
Another one with the M11D
I mean,
and the 35 Cron.
Someone who
Apples.
clearly knows how to use a rangefinder.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
is perfectly
No, this
done
is
here.
great.
Nice
This is
job.
great. I really like that.
That's awesome. Ooh, flower.
Yep, with a macro.
Macro
90
adapter.
90
Nice.
macro,
We have a whole
yeah.
macro episode where we teach you how to use this.
We
so
sure do.
Watch it sometime.
It's really nice.
From Mike.
M11 monochrome with Mike for the 35 Summilux. So was this the guy handling the bagpipes? I think it might have been. No,
that's a piano though. So
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
It's such a weird looking bagpipe.
I know, right? Super weird.
No, I think it's really great tool, especially in an environment like this.
Mm-hmm.
You can get in close. Love that. We got, Be Still My Heart, right? So this is the 18 Super Elmar.
Yes.
Love that from, this is like a crazy looking building, but 18 is so awesome. I mean, and again, you wouldn't guess that it's an 18.
Yes, correct.
I love how well
35,
controlled. Yeah. M11 with the 50 Apo again. Now I'm guessing either this was cropped in or a macro adapter, maybe.
Ooh.
M11
You know what that is?
monochrome.
Watkins Glen State Park.
That is not Watkins Glen,
Yes,
is
it
it?
is.
Wow, I never was there.
Really? Man,
Yeah.
you missed out. It's gorgeous.
I think I drove through Letchworth.
next best thing.
Don't they have a track? Watkins?
They do, yes. Why is everything on the side?
Because
Get rid of
Mount.
that thing. There we go.
Hey, look, bagpipes.
There's wait. Oh, so the last guy. Okay. Who would have thought we'd have 2 bagpipe photos in tonight's show?
I
Not
know.
me.
That was not on my bingo card. Yeah, so 21 Elmwood again. So we've actually seen some representation by this.
Yeah.
M11P.
Fascinating. Okay.
And I love the negative space. You know, this could have very easily been just a, tight shot, whatever. I love that you back up and get all this negative space and the flowing, Windows 98 background. It's really cool. Yeah. So we got a 50 Summilux as a portrait lens.
That's
This
got
is
to be
a
classic. 50 Lux. Yeah.
And you can tell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the hair detail, how it just sort of,
I love it.
yeah, it just kind of
Ethereal,
melts away.
if you will.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, action
M11D.
shot. Wow, you're killing it with this M11D, Nichols.
Wow.
Nichols. Well, more Nichols, sorry.
Yeah, this Western stuff
Hi,
just
Maury.
works. Love the rodeo stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
That's great. Dragging the shutter a little bit at 1/25th and panning. You got to be panning really fast. And look, again, this is an M11D, which means this is a color camera shot at 16,000 ISO, and it looks fantastic. If anything, with this processing, the black and white and the look you're going for, it has a very Tri-X look, which I love. So, great job. And we've got the other way, ISO 64 with a Noctilux.
I mean, that's pretty. First of all, I love that you took your Noctilux to the grocery store. In fact, I may have to start doing that because you clearly are making it work really well.
Actually, it's cool.
That's very
It's
cool.
really cool. I love those scales, those little
That's
scales.
awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Very cool.
Very cool. So this is drag the shutter, so you can see all the way down at ISO 64. You're not using a filter, and you've stopped the lens all the way down, and I'll forgive you this time because you're trying to get that motion.
Right. This is an example of where F16 is perfectly acceptable.
It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not looking for this peak sharpness.
Right.
What you're looking for
I mean, this
is that moment.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect,
really
perfect,
nice.
Perfect, yeah. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
And this one, this is nice. So this R adapter, I'm not sure what R lens or if it's just a vintage lens.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like it could be a vintage M lens.
Could be. It's really nice.
Really beautiful.
Very
yeah.
timeless.
Really beautiful.
Very warm. And here we've got an M11 monochrome with a 35 Summilux, a spheric, really, really crisp and poppy. Another M11 monochrome, same lens from Joel. The checkerboard. Oh, sorry. It's like it's just lends itself to black and white. Like the black outfit, the black umbrella, the white building, the checkerboard, screams black and white.
Very Florida-y.
It's St. Augustine.
Oh, there you go. That's why.
Yeah. And 35 Summicron with the M11P. Really beautiful. Great moment. Capturing that sun breaking through the
Yeah, that's nice.
the building there.
Well, that's cool.
Love that.
Yeah.
So here we've got a 90 macro LMR, obviously not using macro. You can use it as a regular lens. And I love, the processing on this is great. It's got a lot of pop.
And that lens on the
could be a red filter.
monochrome, because the 90 macro is the second sharpest 90 next to the
Yeah.
90 Summilux, it is just
Crispy.
phenomenal on the M11 monitor.
Yeah, it's a great
Wow.
performer.
Nicely done.
Ooh, okay. So John is crushing it here with the M11 monochrome. I have to assume this is either a dark orange or a red filter with the 50 Summilux, and just loving those clouds. Very, very Ansel Adams-y. Love
Nice.
it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um,
Moody.
Yep, same. So we got a M11
Not sure who
monochrome.
this is from, but
20,000. So
Bold.
this is at night.
yeah.
This has to be at
It's
night.
gotta be, yeah.
There's no way, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. It looks like daytime, but it's nighttime. Here's
So
another.
from Ron. Nice.
So Ron with the classic 50 M11P.
Oh, that's cool. Is the first version 550 Chrome we've seen, I think.
I think it is, yeah.
A lens that definitely needs more love these days.
Yep. And another
35
35 Lux with a monochrome. Great processing. I love how inky it is. and good rich tonality.
Ooh, portrait. Haven't seen too many of those.
With the 75 Sumerit, another Sumerit love,
Yeah.
except this is the first version. This is the 2.5. So there was some slight improvements from the 2.4 to 2.5, but the 2.5 I think is a pretty
Awesome.
it's a
Super
pretty great
light,
bargain.
Yeah.
And got some nice rendering there. Good light. Here we've got M11 with 35 lux again, and beautiful moment. Very I just want to be there right now.
We should take some questions. We'll stop here. We got time. We're okay. We do a few minutes of questions.
Okay.
We're not
Look
we're
at-
not gonna get through everything.
Look at the
Oh,
code.
an old pre
Wow.
90 for 90. Yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty cool.
That's that's a classic.
That's me when you go on one of your rants. Why? I love it. Nicely done. How many more? Oh, we got
over 100 more.
I did say we're not going to be able to show everybody's pictures on.
That's
today,
why I was
so
gonna go if we go quick.
That's okay.
My gosh.
Before I forget to mention, and then we're going to take some questions, I promise. Our next event at Leica Store Miami is July 30th. There's a gallery. What are you dropping over there?
Dropping stuff.
There's a gallery show called Wanderlust of images from our customers of Leica Store Miami photo adventures. So if you want to see some incredible photography from the photo workshops that we do all over the world, from a wide variety of photographers, cameras, and lenses, that show opens with a gallery opening at Leica Store Miami on Thursday, July 30th. I know a lot of people are flying in for that. David will be there. I'll be there.
Yep, sure will
Hopefully
be.
Kirsten, Colin, and Peter
Here
will
we go.
come.
I just want to show
Jose, you
right here on the website.
pull that up. If you go to our website, which is on the internet, typing, hey, there we go. That is what you will see. If you go to workshops and events and you go to store events, you can RSVP. Free food, free drinks, free stories. It's going to be a great time.
And you can see all of these wonderful people are...
Some of who are probably watching. Some of the
Yep.
names who I've seen images from our workshops in tonight's show. So
Yes.
very, very, very cool.
And yeah, some really stunning images. These were all taken on workshops by real people, real photographers, and definitely come on out and check it out. It's going to be fun to see, have people come from all over and congregate, and we love that community.
Yeah, it's going to be
We're
sweet.
all about that community. So we really want to highlight and show off this work, and would love for you to join us and enjoy it with us.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we got to do some questions because there's probably a couple. Jose,
What do you got?
throw them at me.
Okay. I mean, I've seen a couple that were, regarding going from M11 to EV1, seeing if it was something that was recommended or just...
Yeah, I think my rant probably covered that pretty well. I also would encourage you to watch the EV1 episode. In terms of should you go from an M11 to an MEV1, that's going to depend on your happiness level with the rangefinder and how much you use the VisiFlex 2. And I don't know, one argument could be
Well, and I would say a counterpoint to that, and how often you use the rangefinder. Like if
Right.
you're someone who's like, I'm ride and die with the optical rangefinder, and that is why I use an M camera. It's like,
Right.
well, no, then don't get an EV1.
Right.
Not don't get an EV1, but don't replace your M11 with an EV1.
Right.
There's a lot of people who will have the pure rangefinder experience, like you were saying. It's like get an M11D, get an MEV1. They're two separate ends of the spectrum, right?
And I'm sorry for not showing EV1 shots. We
They're
literally
there.
are like a
They're in
third
there.
of the way through. Even the cold randomized submission, there's just way too many to show. So
It's a lot.
it's not that we're biasing one camera or the other. We're honestly just randomized, and that's, overwhelmingly we got M11, which makes sense because that camera's been out the longest
Exactly.
of the family. I think the EV1 represents
How about this? While you're doing that, I can sort by...
an extremely effective tool. And it's not a replacement for an M11 or for any rangefinder. It's a different tool. But for me, for the kind of photography I do, the kind of lenses I use, the kind of techniques I use, the EV1 lines up perfectly with a lot of that. It's certainly not going to replace an M11 monochrome or an M11D. And there are situations where the rangefinder is king, seeing what's coming in outside your frame, focusing by candlelight. But for fast lenses, exotic lenses, vintage lenses, precise composition and focusing, the EV1 is phenomenal. The fact that it's lighter, extremely easy to use is a nice benefit as well. So I would strongly consider one if any of those boxes were checked by you when you're thinking about it.
Somebody snuck in a Leica CL,
How dare they?
and they snuck in an M10R and a Q343.
Q343. Y'all are sneaky. Anyway, Jose, a couple more
Wow.
questions, please.
All right, but I do have EV1 shots.
Okay,
so
let's do a few questions, if there are any, before we go back.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see. Can I set the magnified view on even after shutter press?
No, well, no. If you're in live view on either an EV1 or an M11 with the VisiFlex, if you have the magnified view for focus assist, as soon as you half press the shutter or full press, it bounces back to the full view. So, no, you can have magnified view on playback, but only without pressing the shutter will you see that in live view.
Okay. Is there any way to change the viewfinder on M11 series cameras to 0.58 instead of 0.72?
Well, it's 0.73 on the M11, and no, unfortunately, you cannot. Just gotta live with it, throw on a VisiFlex, get an EV1.
Okay. I don't think we really have
Okay.
any more.
So you guys asked, we're going to show you
pictures.
EV1 pictures.
Back to the computer.
I sorted
Nice.
the beauty of Lightroom.
Yay.
M EV1. Okay, that is a cool shot. So here we are, 2000 ISO from Seth. Another one, a little higher ISO. Love the indoor jazz situation.
I just saw Seth in the store like
Did you?
3 days ago, yeah.
This is Mr. L100001.
Oh, I love that person.
I don't know who it is, but it's shot with the 28 Summicron. And this one is a Noctilux with,
Love this photo.
this looks like infrared. Is it infrared?
I don't know, but
It looks like infrared.
It's sick. Whatever.
It's infrared or something. It looks like infrared. Yeah. 21 Super Elmar. Ooh, nice. Another 21 Super Elmar. Really close. Got to be
Cool.
like really close on this
Yeah.
one. And another one, 21 Super
Y'all
Elmar.
are, well, the 21 Super Elmar is a great lens on the EV1 because
Sure
you
is.
can just see what the lens is seeing.
Yeah, look at how it aligns perfectly into the corner.
Yeah.
You know, compositionally, it's really easy to pull it off with the wide angle lens.
Yes, absolutely.
Another 21 and perfectly
Are
aligning.
these sorted by lens?
No.
Everyone's just using the 21.
So a lot of 21.
Okay.
But Kevin here is using the 21. And again, like compositionally and alignment, it's just really easy to do with a viewfinder. Here, 50 Summilux. Could this been shot with an M11D? Yes. Or an M11? Yes. But it's also shot with an EV1. Here we've got Alabama Hills, Winter Morning, 35.
Nice.
We've got a lovely portrait with a Atlas 35 Summicron, which
Nice.
is underrated for that. This is...
Gotta have a car photo in
Gotta have
there.
a car photo, Atlas Summicron from Victor. And this is from Dixon with the EV1 and a 75 Applecron, which I love.
Nice.
Is that the whole shot? No, it is. Okay. And another one from Dixon. I'm assuming these are both Florence, which is great. Looks great. Another 75. Underrated to shoot that. Okay. I saw this one.
David's going to teach you a little
I gotta teach you a trick.
Noctilux Lightroom workflow tip. Go.
Okay. So the first thing I see, yes, it's a nice photo, except
great photo.
I see all this purple. Okay. That is because this particular lens has some chromatic aberration.
We should just go. Can we just show the screen without you in it, David? So they get the full view?
Not easily. But anyway.
Nothing's easier on here.
Anyway, I'm going to, oh gosh. Yeah, I don't want to exit out of full screen. That's why it looks like this. But we're going to go to lens correction. I'm going to go to defringe. I'm clicking the little eyedropper tool, going to the purple, clicking it. And look at that.
It's gone.
Magically, it is now gone. And we can make these tabs go away. Okay, there. Look at that. So this is the same shot, but I would say maybe a little better because this actually looks like streetlights and you don't have these purple distractions. I actually don't know who this is because it doesn't have the name on it. But I think it's a really cool photo. It's a really good use of the Noctilux of the 0.95 because again, it's this kind of composing with bokeh and mood. And you get that feeling, but it's so easy to just click in one click correction to get that CA out of there. Here we've got the Apple 35. I love old factories. Beautiful
Nice.
butterfly
With a steel rim or some prehispheric.
with some prehispheric, yeah.
Sweet.
50 Lux in London,
Great.
Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yeah. Also Brooklyn Bridge,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the Tennessee. That's the bridge that joins Tennessee and Nebraska. Yeah.
This is a 90 Apo Summicron.
Okay, more people need to be using 90 Apos. I'm telling you. That lens has survived 30 years and still crushes it for portraits, for close-up work. It is magical, wide open. And people just kind of ignore it because it's been around for so long, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
epic.
All right. So another 28 with the EV1.
Oh, I love that shot. That's great.
Really nice moment here. 16,000 ISO. So this is clearly at night, even though the sky looks pretty bright.
It's a 9.5, so it could have been like dusk.
At dusk, yeah.
But you're getting the
But
depth
all the
of
lights
field,
are on,
yeah.
so you can tell, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's really nice. You get that depth of field, use it as a street lens, and you're letting your ISO run, which
Yeah.
it's totally fine. Let it go. Here we've got 6400, 35 Similux, another 21.
This is
architecture
also
shot.
me when you don't chop it like a saran. I find a rock, a solitary rock in between buildings, and I just sit there and I stare and I cry.
All right, we got music.
Another piano, 2 piano shots. for me.
5,000 ISO. So I am liking these higher ISO
Yeah,
shots.
this is awesome.
You can see there is no
It's so
nothing.
clean.
Yeah,
it's
so clean.
clean.
Here we've got
Hi,
the
Ted.
35.
That bird is a
Ted.
great actor.
Yep.
Ooh, go back. Wait.
All right, here we go.
35. Our first 35 Noctilux shot.
Noctilux. Look at that. Look at that.
Ah, keep going. We don't want to tease people.
50, an F1 Noctilux, the old classic. From Jerry.
I'm impressed you got that photo because if I saw a 60-foot snail coming at me, I would be running full speed before I got slimed to death. But that's just me.
50 Cron, classic.
Again, the 11826 makes an appearance.
Yep.
Nice. Ooh,
R adapter.
very postcardy.
R adapter, something.
Oh, that's cool.
28 Cron, EV1. And that's what we got for EV1.
I mean, it's nice to see people using the high ISO, but also the really like the wide angles and the fast lenses are really just like nailing it perfectly with the EV1.
For sure.
I have to say, I know we couldn't show
You can
everything.
see, yeah, here. Actually, Jose, just show this for a
goodness,
second.
yeah.
Okay, just to give you some idea, that we got all these amazing shots that we would love to show
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
I mean, look at
Again,
this.
do not be hurt if we didn't show your picture.
Look
we
at
just
this.
randomized them, and we're trying to get through as much as we can. While also
I'm still going, by the way.
providing.
It's still going. Okay, there.
That's the end.
Finally, the end.
That's the end.
So there is tons of great photos. We are sorry that if we didn't get to everyone, there's just not enough hours in the day.
I know. There's so many great shots, and if we learned anything, it's people who are watching the show and who are submitting images. You can go back to us, Jose.
Yeah.
Are not only getting great images, but a huge variety of situations, all kinds of lenses, all kinds of settings, and we love that.
Yes.
What I would say, more 90s, more 75s, more classic lenses, please. A lot of 35 Similux, a lot of 50. Great. We love that.
Don't be afraid of high ISO.
Don't be afraid of high ISO, yes. Since it's almost 10, are there any last minute questions? I can show one more cool used item if we want.
Yeah, somebody's looking for an ND filter for the 35 Noctilux.
That's an E49, which Leica does not make, so I would go breakthrough E49.
Oh, I do want to share something.
All right. Sharing is caring. David is...
We also did not even get to.
I know, it's so much.
So Josh,
It's okay.
Josh it was so careful and
With all my notes.
all his notes.
That's all right. It's good for me, It's
yeah.
like a little recap.
It's a recap. So this, yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
I do want to show you this though. So under
You got it right there.
Oh yeah. Okay. So on Reddit forum,
Jose. Computer. Thank you.
on Reddit forum, if you go to technical articles, whoop, and you go to understanding the M11 lineup. So if you'd like even more depth in written format, where you don't have to slow it down to half speed to understand what Josh is saying,
Like quarter speed.
quarter speed. So you can run through here, and I've done the exact same thing, kind of an overview of the entire M11 generation from the M11 to the M11 Glossy Black, the M11 Monochrome, the M11P, the EV1. Everything is all in here, and even the Safari. I don't have the metal gray because when I wrote this article, it didn't exist. And unfortunately, I don't know the future. So this doesn't have that one in there.
Okay.
But if you want to, you can read about the M11 gray or metal gray on Reddit forum as well. But this might be a good resource, and Jose can drop a link to this article if you want to read more and study at home. because there's a test next time.
That's right.
Right. So our next episode is July.
July 25th is our next show. So about a month from now. So definitely make sure you block off that Saturday night. Don't ask me what we're talking about because I have no idea, but I'm sure whatever it is, it'll be the best thing you've ever seen and you'll love it.
But again, there'll be a quiz. There will be a test.
Last minute questions sneak in, Jose, that we have to get to?
No. Not anymore, no.
All right.
And what did everyone think of all the images? Because I know we were impressed. What do you guys think?
I think they should have been impressed by how cool the green lenses look on all the other cameras, personally. But that's just me. That's just me saying that. You know, what do I know? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you get the chance to see what everyone else is up to with their cameras, I think it really gets you excited to get out and shoot more.
Sure.
I think it makes me want to go out and shoot more. I need to photograph bagpipes and bicycles and flowers and ethereal forests. I think that's the...
That's perfect. And architecture.
Yes, and we're sorry we couldn't show everything. We tried. We got so many submissions. We really appreciate it. Please don't be discouraged. We will, do more of this. We will do more. We started this trend sort of recently. We want to show more viewer submissions. So I promise you, if you didn't get a chance to have your image shown on this show, we will show it later. But it doesn't mean that we didn't see it, because David and I looked through everything. We looked through the whole batch of submissions this afternoon, and we were really, really impressed with the quality and the variety. So thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You want to sign us off?
No, but I'll do it anyway.
Okay.
I'm just going to sit here, yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm sorry if we didn't get to your image again, but really, I think, overwhelming is the right word here, because we certainly received a lot of images for the SL episode, and showing all the different lenses that people were shooting with, which was also really cool to see, what kind of photography is being used, what lenses are being used for what kind of photography, and sometimes not what you would expect, which is really enlightening. Here, what we learned is there's an awful lot of 35 Summoluxes.
A lot.
Yes. I don't know if that's because of us or because it's just a great lens. Yeah. So you can see there's definitely a large grouping around 35 and 50 Summolux, 35 and 50 Summicrons, and actually a pleasantly surprising amount of 21s and 28s. So that's, and 24 Elmar.
That's right.
Which I love.
And 18.
And the 18, which I love even more. So it's really cool to see the variety, and just to see, what everyone out there in the Leica world is doing with their cameras. Unlike Josh, who just sits there and, fondles them.
Somebody's got to do it, okay? Look at all these cool things that are here.
At home, he puts on his gloves.
And put them in my kitchen and just look at them. It's great.
It's like, the evil villains that stroke the cat?
That's right.
That's him with Leicas.
That's right. That's how I actually get patina.
Right.
See?
Anyway.
That's how we do it.
Anyway, thank you for joining us for this somewhat whimsical look at the
this is fun.
M11.
I don't know.
Yes.
I know some of our episodes are a little more serious. I think this one was a little more wacky, and I liked it. I'd be curious to know what everybody thinks who watched the show tonight, or who watches it later in comments.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And if you missed the show live, don't worry about it. You can leave a comment down below, and we will read those. Josh especially loves the mean comments.
Oh, those are my favorites.
They really are.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh my gosh, did you see whatever?
That's what you got. Yeah. And remember, if you like what we're doing, if you are inspired to do a trade, now, of course, with any brand, or to pick up a new camera or a used camera, consider Leica Miami for that. We have a lot of great stuff in stock new. We have tons of M lenses in stock, pre-owned, all kinds of cool accessories, tons and tons of stuff. And
there are actually links in the description
There
box.
are links, yeah. Yes. So if you want to keep us going, you want to support us, support the channel and Leica Miami, we would certainly be grateful for that.
Very grateful. Thank you so much. So also, another big shout out to all of the fantastic people who helped us assemble all this equipment.
Yes, Javier, Michelle, Ali, the Bellevue store, thank you to everyone. We appreciate you trusting us with your precious gear.
Yes, it will be returned
eventually. When I feel like
eventually, after Josh, is done with it.
So sick.
Perfect. All right. Well, we will see you all in about a month on our next show. If you have any comments in the meantime, please do not hesitate to drop us a line. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out red.forum.com, the website. not the YouTube, where there's a lot of information and articles and reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. And I think that's all the things. Also, you know, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. And did I say subscribe? Because you should do that.
You should subscribe.
You should definitely do it. Great. Thanks to Jose. He was keeping busy on the little buttons today.
That's right.
And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in and keep taking some great shots.
That's right.
Love to see it.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Good night, guys.